Okay. Now it should have started. All right, legends. You'll have to excuse me. It's my first time streaming. Hopefully you can hear me right now. But basically, Bitcoin is absolutely nuking. I mean, I'm not quite sure what else there is to say. We're literally dropping below some crucial levels that I've outlined in a lot of my videos. And at this point in time, it's it's horrific, absolutely horrific. You'll also have to excuse the lighting here. I got some candles that I'd like to light up. I'm playing some jazz in the background. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but ultimately, all I can really say is I am giga short. Giga short. This is probably one of my biggest positions in the market over the past 2 years. It's quite insane. I've already realized some pretty good profits on this, but if you've been watching me on the channel, right at this peak, I went giga short. It's pretty insane. And to be perfectly clear, if you've been watching me as well, I've been quite vocal about the fact that I wanted to go long on Bitcoin. I wanted to go aggressively long. Keep in mind, I'm still giga short, to be perfectly clear. But the thing is, with this kind of price action, the fact that Bitcoin did not top up here with like this max euphoria, my anticipation here was that at these lows, at the bare minimum, the tariff lows, we would get some kind of sweep and then reclaim. But we didn't manage to get that reclaim. It is absolutely pivotal for us to reclaim this level if there is any life for Bitcoin. But right now, it's looking absolutely brutal. Like there's no other way to say it. Sorry, I'm just going to read some of the comments here. Yes, it is indeed my first stream, so bear with me here. It's not going to be perfect. The lighting looks like I'm at a romantic dinner. I get it. I've heard it time and time again. I just wanted to set this up very quickly because, you know, we're absolutely nuking 65K. I thought it could be a good opportunity to have my first stream. Now, we have these CME gaps all the way up to 84K, all the way up to 93K as well. And my expectation was that we would get some kind of bounce from around this zone. But the only issue with having that kind of expectation at such a critical zone is that a lot of people were also eyeing this level. So whatever longs that I take in this market are heavily compensated with my giga shorts. So I'm probably going to hold on to the majority of this position for quite some time. A lot of you guys have been asking, like, where could the bear market bottom be? What do we do here? The reality is, if we just look at history, Bitcoin typically drops between, 75 to 80% every bear market. Now, I made the argument that because there's institutions here, maybe the drop wouldn't be as severe, but I also made the argument that right around here, we would get some kind of sweep. And actually, if you're in some of my communities, you know for a fact here that I actually went ahead and longed Bitcoin at around $74,400, and I ended up losing around $50,000 on this trade. But as I always say, that's why risk management is so pivotal in this market, because the wins greatly exceed the losses. So I lost a good chunk of capital. You can see right here, right around 50K on that trade. However, the shorts, I mean, they just continue to pay dividends, and I have been vocally bearish. I think I've been the most bearish person on YouTube. When Bitcoin was chopping around here and going up to around, let's say, $97,000, I saw a lot of people go long, worried that they would go ahead and miss the breakout. Ultimately, this was, just a phenomenal position. And that could be it for the year. Maybe I just don't post any YouTube content and I just enjoy my time. Look, I don't say this to show off. If you were in the group in my community, you'll know when I went ahead and executed on this trade, and a lot of the community members are in some quite significant profits. But now it's just about looking for the next opportunities. It would be absolutely foolish for me to come out and say, yeah, guys, it's time to short. That is just ridiculous. Do not let this kind of price action convince you that it makes a lot of sense to go giga short. I get it. We're absolutely dumping. And can we dump further? Yes, that is indeed a possibility. But when you're looking at it from a probabilities perspective, we have a lot of support from this previous 2024 range. And ultimately, I do think that Bitcoin will be bottoming out somewhere around that zone. Let's take a look at this Bitcoin chart to give you a bit of a clearer picture as to what I was talking about earlier with the whole drops. So let's assume that we can go ahead and get that, 70% drop? It sounds crazy to say. I don't actually think that we're going to drop 70%, but you have to believe me when I say that if we do, I will be a buyer. So from here down to, my gosh, we're talking like a 30K Bitcoin. I don't actually think that this is going to happen. What is more realistic, in my opinion, is to probably come down to these levels. Now, we do not go down in a straight line. That is something that everyone needs to remember, guys. And we will get a bounce. There are bounces in this market. If this were to just absolutely go straight down here, I would be mesmerized. This doesn't happen. So a bounce should occur relatively soon, but the real question is when and who has the balls to go long? Because I went long, I lost a little bit of money, and now I'm just going to sit here and relax. There's no sense in giving yourself additional stress if you're already in a pretty significant position. If you were on the YouTube channel watching me when I was talking about this massive short, or in my communities, you're probably very, very happy about your overall position in the market. I'm just going to read some of the comments. Wow. Thank you everyone for showing up. This is awesome. I might have to do some more streams. I'm going to make this a very short stream. I'm not going to leave quite yet, but all of my friends here, some very, very great traders that I know here in Dubai, stream all the time. So I figured, why not on an evening where, you know, Bitcoin is absolutely nuking. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's much else to say. Like if we take a look at Bitcoin dominance, as some of you guys were talking about, that is actually interesting. That is very, very interesting. I will not lie. The fact that Bitcoin is nuking and alts are actually holding up okay, this might sound crazy to you, but this is very interesting from Bitcoin dominance. We made it up to 60% and then we dropped all the way down to below 59%. If you're new to the channel, I have been very, very vocal, literally over the course of a full year, that altcoins are shit, essentially. The reason being, monetary policy did not favor an altcoin season. Everyone kept screaming about altcoin season at the top of their lungs. Any kind of pump that we get, altcoin season this, altcoin season that. But the reality is, altcoins slowly bleed to zero against Bitcoin. So one of the best tips that I can give you, not just for the remainder of this cycle, but for the next bull market cycle, is always measure your altcoins against Bitcoin. Look at this Bitcoin dominance uptrend. If you've been watching me, you know I can talk about this on and on and on again. And I know it's probably not what you want to hear because a lot of people suffered being knees deep in altcoins, but the only thing I could really say is I'm not touching altcoins, and I'm not touching Bitcoin either, to be honest. I'm just trading the market right now. Have you ever been in contact with... Let me go through some comments here. Yes, Devault, the legend, man. Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to this. This feels very, very strange. OG subscriber. Thank you guys. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. I probably need some mods in here as well at some point. This is my first stream. Let's go, Hassan. Let's go. I'm very, very happy to see a bunch of people that I know from the premium group coming in and joining the live stream. And as a matter of fact, I should probably share this on Telegram as well. I kind of wanted to do a bit of a undercover low-key stream. But let's talk about this. The Bitcoin exchange liquidation map. This is absolutely insane. On the 1-day time frame, way more shorts. On the 7-day time frame, way more shorts. On the 30-day time frame, way more shorts. And you guessed it, let's just go all the way to the 1 year. On the right here, there's around 28 billion worth of cumulative short liquidation leverage. On the left here, where are the longs? You're telling me 150 million worth of longs versus 30 billion? This is part of the reason why I do think we will be getting a bounce sooner rather than later. This is absolutely insane price action. And the real question is, when can we get that bounce? You want to see the structure slowly start to shift. When price action is essentially just nuking like we're seeing, let me just move this out of the way. When price action is nuking as you're seeing here, this is not like a, hey, time to knife catch. If you've been in my community, you do know that I like to knife catch sometimes, but not with this kind of price action. It's a bit risky, more than a bit risky. And you can see every single time that we get a little bit of relief, boom, drop. A little bit of relief, boom, drop. There's not much else to discuss. I would wait for the price action to at least slow down before considering entering a new long position. If you've also been watching me, I wanted to discuss the key levels that I outlined in some of my videos because some of you were asking about this. And what do you notice? We are right below all of those key levels. Guys, does this scream to you to go long? Absolutely not. Base case, we will get a bounce. It's a question of if, not when. And at this point in time, I cannot justify entering any new positions, especially considering the fact of, like I said, I lost literally 50K on my most recent long, trying to knife catch a little bit. So it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion. I know a lot of people want to enter aggressive positions, but the worst thing you can do is revenge trade. So sitting in the shorts, comfy in the shorts, where will the bear market bottom be for Bitcoin? Let's take a look at it. So I actually brought this up earlier in this very short stream already. I personally think that an interesting level would be all the way down here. So we're talking sub 50K. Now, some of you might think that's absolutely crazy. Some of you have actually jumped on the bandwagon of going giga short on Bitcoin. But I can assure you, the moment that everyone gives up and thinks that, you know, Bitcoin is literally just going to go straight down to the bear market lows, we will get some kind of bounce. And I do think the bounce would be from like a $5,000 to $10,000 bounce. That is very, very realistic. But in terms of actual spot buying, because I know that some of you watch me more for trading, some for spot, as I said, from the high to the low, let's keep it very, very simple. We know that historically Bitcoin drops over 75%. Well, where we're currently at is around a 50% drop, less than a 50% drop. Let's call it 60% to be realistic, in line with the expectations of maybe institutions want to accumulate. There's so much easier access to Bitcoin via the ETFs. I don't think it's unreasonable whatsoever for Bitcoin to actually go below $50,000 this year. You heard it here first. Now, where would I start accumulating? I've actually changed my stance on this. If you've been watching me, I talked about how I would potentially start accumulating Bitcoin at sub $70,000. I have not bought any more Bitcoin, and you guys will always be first to know when I decide to buy some more Bitcoin. But I bought sub 30K, and I only sold a little bit of my portion on the way up, and that's that. So I ultimately don't think we're going to come all the way back down here, because it's diminishing returns, but also diminishing drawdowns. And that's why it's also in line with my expectations that, you know, the drop somewhere around here, probably. It's so hard to tell. Don't try to time the bottom. That is one thing that I can promise you will get wrong. If you try to time the bottom, you might end up getting wrecked in the sense of Bitcoin just starts absolutely skyrocketing near the bear market bottoms. And, you know, some people last cycle, I'll give you an example. Last cycle, when Bitcoin was right around here near these bear market bottoms, call it, yeah, $16,000, you would not believe the amount of people that called for a $10,000 Bitcoin. So with that being said, look what happened. Chop, 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 chop. We're going to hit 10K. We're going to hit 10K. We're going to hit 10K. And then boom, big explosion to the upside. Bitcoin basically doubled, or got a $10,000 move to the upside, came back down to retest this bull market support band, which is a fantastic indicator if you're not already using it. Got a nice move to the upside, and then we managed to hold on, and then there you go. We were off to the races. So with this kind of price action, I hope you're already mentally preparing yourself for what could happen with Bitcoin here. It can go lower. Look, we cannot ignore that. It can go lower. But if you're asking me strictly from a trading perspective, this is my area of interest. I want to see us start holding this area. So as always, wicks below are perfectly fine, but we need to start holding this area, and we need to get acceptance back above the tariff capitulation lows if we have any kind of chance for Bitcoin to make it all the way back up to $90,000. A lot of you think that may be unrealistic, but I've also seen that time and time again. One thing that is quite scary, and I talked about it in one of my videos, but if we take a bars pattern, this is looking too similar going into 2022. So let's take this, and sorry guys, you have to excuse me. As I said, it's my first stream, and I feel as if I'm not I feel like I'm not reading the comments. Sorry. Let me just get my point across here. So I mean, check that out. If it isn't a carbon copy, and what you'll notice is that in this carbon copy, we got a little bit of a bounce here. So I would just be shocked. This was not within my expectations for Bitcoin to move lower. Don't get me wrong. I will say it once, and I've probably talked about it enough to make you guys sick, but I'm too happy with my short. Like, there's no reason for me to enter any other trades. Speaking of trades, if you want access to all of my own personal trades, whether I win or lose, because yes, there are some losses, but my wins greatly exceed my losses, you do have the link in the description down below, the first link in the description down below. So essentially you go here, and let me see if I can go to my other video here. So essentially you go here and you click this link down below, and if you DM me the keyword 2026 on Telegram, you'll get access to my free community. Now, this community is, it's not like it's a signals group. I don't want you guys to think that, oh, he's just going to post a ton of bullshit signals. It's only the trades that I'm taking in this market. As I said, sometimes I lose, sometimes I win. Over time, I win a lot more than I lose. You can see my account here, giga short. Giga short, and all of the members in the community are absolutely printing with that. On top of that, yes, we do have a really good bonus. You guys know the exchange bonuses, how they work. But if you sign up with the second link in my description down below, you will get access to my bonus. And this bonus essentially gives you $45 VIP status and a 20% deposit bonus. VIP status is very, very crucial because you need to be moving volume to really get that VIP status. And otherwise, it's very, very difficult to get. Like, we're talking tens of millions in volume. And like, for example, here's my Bluffin account. You can see here that I am VIP 3. So I am moving volume with this account. It's my own personal trading account. And it is my go-to exchange. So remember, links in the description down below. Enough of the shilling. I'm not sure what else I can talk about here. Is 61K safe? Stay on the live, bro. Market started pumping since you came live. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's pump it. You made it alive. Yes. But that carbon copy was a much higher drawdown. I'm gutted I didn't short. Oh, yeah, this is another thing, man. This is another thing that's very, very tricky when it comes to running these kinds of groups. If you've been in my group, you know that I share all of my own personal trade setups, but the reality is sometimes I'll talk about my trade on the YouTube channel, members will join the group, and then it's absolutely devastating if I have some stop losses. I get messages like, oh man, I got stopped out, and people are really frustrated, but all I can really do is share how I'm trading this market, and that's the only requirement to join that group is to DM me the keyword 2026, and then you'll get essentially my affiliate exchange links. If you start trading on there, well, you get access to it. All right, some of you guys said I should stay on the live because the market is absolutely pumping. Look at this pump. Massive pump. No, this is horrific, guys. We are in no man's land. Please be careful, especially if you're trying to long this. Some of you guys might be watching this and thinking like, okay, there's going to be some trading opportunities here, but this looks fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. This is the level that I've been talking about. Look, little relief rally, dump. Little relief rally, dump. On and on and on and on. So, really appreciate your content. When do I think I'll start dollar cost averaging Bitcoin? So I previously said I would go below 70K, but because my average entry from the previous cycle is literally sub $30,000, I'm actually thinking of being a little bit more patient. Now, of course, I don't want to miss on the opportunity to really start stacking, but my answer to that question is sub 60K. So let's also remind everyone of all the YouTubers that gave you the super cycle bullshit narrative. Super cycle this, super cycle that. I'm pissed off because it happened to me in one of the previous cycles where some influencers were absolutely convinced that we would just skyrocket into a bear market year, a historical bear market year. Guys, if it looks like a bear market, if it sounds like a bear market, if it smells like a bear market, it's a bear market. How many times have you heard me say it? And this is one of the reasons why I went so aggressive on my short. It was a big position, but I'm obviously glad that I'm shorting. When you pump into resistance in bear market territory, it's always a phenomenal opportunity to go short. Now, could we have pumped a little bit more? Could we have gone to, say, 100K or maybe 105? Yes, of course, that's a possibility. And those of you that are in my group will remember that I actually shorted Bitcoin right around here. And locally, we had a little bit of drawdown. I took some profits. I got stopped out at break even. Then Bitcoin had one more pump. And as soon as we started getting exhausted here, we pumped up to just below $98,000, depending on which exchange you're looking at. That was the moment in time where it's like, all right, I'm going giga short. We're right at the bull market support band. Yeah, time to go giga short. And here we are. Let's read some comments now. Yeah, guys, Benjamin Cowan, I have nothing but positive things to say about him. A lot of people hate him because he comes across as like negative, or at least that's what I hear from people. But really, if you're not trading this market and you're just like a spot holder, the guy's spot on. Very, very solid analysis. And the only difference between him and I, really, because we do have very, very similar views in this market, is that I actually trade it with leverage. I know a lot of people will say that leverage is shit and, you know, it's gambling and stuff like that, but in my opinion, it's not. When done right with proper risk management, it is literally life-changing. And I know some of you might see this and think like, holy shit, that's a lot of profit, but you also have to remember that I started with way less capital several years ago. So now I'm in this position where, you know, I can hold on to these bigger trades in the market. And speaking of trading, a great rule of thumb that I have is good size audience here. Yeah, wow, this is pretty sweet. Thanks for joining, guys. Thank you so much for all the viewers. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I'm going to try to do more of these. I think I'll probably start out once a week, but today I just came back from dinner with one of my buddies. The market was nuking, and I decided, this is, if not now, then when? I need to go live. I need to absolutely go live. So thank you. Thank you all for your support. Did you offload some of your Bitcoin at 98K like you told in your videos? So I only offloaded a little bit. Like, I literally have a pretty significant Bitcoin stack accumulated from below $30,000. So yes, I'm still in profit, but if you're watching me, you also know how much I believe in Bitcoin in the long term. This is, you know, we're going through the cycles time and time again, but the way I view the market is a little bit different in the sense of the profits that I make, I try to accumulate Bitcoin with in the long term. So obviously these profits, I'm not just dumping immediately into Bitcoin. That's not how it works. But I try to buy at very, very attractive levels for the long term. And ultimately in our lifetime, this isn't a price prediction. Sorry, before I say this isn't a price prediction. Please make sure to do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. Please read the disclaimer in the description down below. Nothing that I discuss on the channel should be construed as financial advice. Now that we got that out of the way, I think in our lifetime we could see Bitcoin at $1 million. I know it sounds absolutely ludicrous, and some of you are probably giving up on this already, but no, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think that. This is what brought me into the space. This is what brought me into the space. So I trade the market that's right in front of me, and in the bear market bottoms, I try to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. I couldn't put it any simpler. I will probably, and this might shock some of you that have been watching me for a while, I will probably start looking at altcoins near the bear market bottoms. And the reason it might be surprising if you're new is because I've been super bearish on altcoins for literally a year now. And as soon as everyone gives up and we get a change in monetary policy, which I can show you on the chart here. Oh, these drawings. I also need to work on my charting skills. That's part of the reasons why I do videos, because my charting skills could definitely be improved. Let's see here. Let's add the Fed's balance sheet, new price scale. So you'll notice here, if we zoom out, this is the Fed's balance sheet, the blue line here. This, when we're going down, that is called quantitative tightening. When we're going up, that is quantitative easing. And so basically, in these euphoric environments, what you really want, ideally, is quantitative easing. In other words, money printing. The reason being, people have additional dollars to speculate on things like altcoins, like shitty meme coins and things like that. So what I want you guys to pay attention to here is, we take this right here, even in one of the previous cycles, we were in quantitative tightening, quantitative easing. Look, we went parabolic and Bitcoin still drop. Then, of course, we had that COVID crash. But the point is, just because we pivot out of quantitative tightening, it doesn't mean that we're just going to absolutely skyrocket. Here you can see this entire cycle from here all the way up to the high, quantitative tightening, no money printing. And the reason it was still a bull market is because if you take it from the lows to the highs here, Bitcoin still did a fantastic multiple. So this is what you really need to look at in terms of whether or not altcoins are good opportunities, in my opinion, for like actual spot holding. Now, I trade altcoins here and there. I had a lot of fun shorting altcoins that influencers were promoting. That has been one of my most profitable strategies this market. 200-day moving average will be bottom. I saw that Ben Cowan video. Look, he talked about the 200-day moving average. That is valid. However, it doesn't have to be the bottom, because look, if we just erase the drawings, you can see here that if we take the day chart, let me just show you. There's several times where we've dropped below it. So we can actually drop below the 200-day moving average. But what I will say is anything sub 60K for long term, easy buy for me. So the way that I would highlight it is like, and again, this is not financial advice. Nothing that I discuss here is financial advice. I might trip up on my words because I'm in a live stream, but let's assume that you have a 100% cash position. So you got 100% cash position. You want to slowly deploy more capital as we are headed lower if you believe in Bitcoin in the long term, that is. That is what I am personally going to do. That is what I'm going to do with some of my trading profits. Oh, look at that. Guys, we're getting a bounce. Absolutely epic. Again, I wouldn't get too excited about this. As much as I want to go long, I'm going to have to just wait this one out, I think. But anyways, where was I? So let's assume that you have 100% of your trading portfolio, and Bitcoin is currently below $70,000. And you're thinking, okay, I believe in Bitcoin in the long term. I think that it will appreciate in value. So as we're now below $70,000, you slowly start to add to your position. And this is a long-term spot position. I also assume Mathieu has legally said this. Yeah, man, I have to say I'm not a financial advisor. It's unfortunately, I know people that I'll give tons of invalidations and what I'm currently looking at on the charts for my next potential trade setup. And then I'll read some comments. It's like, man, I went long with all my capital. Guys, look, the most profitable people that I know that are within my community here, where I share all of my own personal trades, are not the people that just blindly copy me. Of course I will have losses. It's the people that can see if my analysis actually matches with their analysis. And then they take an educated decision on whether or not they want to execute that trade. Those are the most profitable guys in my group. And by the way, if you want to join my group, which is completely free, you do have the first link in my description down below. All you have to do here is you click this link, you DM me the keyword 2026, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you in that group. To be perfectly transparent though, when you DM me this keyword, you will get messaged by an automated bot. And that bot will ask you to sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links. Once you do that, you get access to the group after making a small deposit, which is capital that you'd already be trading with. But what I was getting at is you want to make sure that your analysis is matched with someone that you're watching, and then you can actually consider that trade. Actually, let's be real. The best case scenario is that you're watching no one and you can make your own decisions in this market, but I understand that that's not the reality for most people, and that's ultimately why I've started my YouTube channel. Talking about DCAing, back to this point. So you have your 100% position, and let's say that, yeah, anyone who follows someone blindly is doing it. I completely agree. Anyone who blindly follows people and just takes on their trades, yeah, you're getting cooked. You might be profitable, like maybe after a couple weeks. Let's say you have 4 or 5 phenomenal trades. You're following this guy, it's amazing, and he gets his trades perfect. Then he has one loss, but on that one loss, you risked 75% of your trading portfolio. One thing that you guys will also notice is that I may have different strategies. Like I really try to simplify things when I look at the charts, literally basic support and resistance. I've actually started playing around with Elliott wave theory as well. But I really do like looking at liquidity too. One of my closest friends here, Andy, he does Elliott wave theory, and we often come to the same exact conclusions. So then it brings the question to mind. What is actually the difference between different trading strategies? The only actual valid way to survive in this market and trade and actually make profits over time is proper risk management. I know it's boring. It's very, very boring. And on my channel, sometimes I'm a flashy guy. You see the titles, you see the thumbnails, you see the trades. But really, really, risk management is the only thing that matters. And I'm a little bit more aggressive than most people. Like I will risk 5% of my trading portfolio on a trade. I've done it before. But that's the most that I will ever risk. And a lot of the times, like you guys see my account here, a lot of the times when this number gets a little bit bigger, I do go ahead and withdraw my profits, and then I still play with the same trading portfolio. So I'm pretty content with my overall positions in the market. But risk management is literally everything. Go enjoy your low light dinner evening. How low can we go? Shout out from Hungary. Now this is pretty epic. Guys, in the comment section, please let me know if I'm engaging enough, because I've watched other live streams and I just fall asleep and I feel like I'm yapping and yapping and yapping. So it is my first stream. If you can give me some confirmation, you know, compliment the girl that you like, give me a little bit of confirmation if I'm actually providing value or if I'm just speaking out of my ass, because the last thing that I want to do here is just yap and you guys aren't even enjoying it. Anyways, let's talk about this again. I've been on the same point for so long. So basically, let's say Bitcoin drops below $70,000 and you have this 100% cash position. What I would personally do and what I will be doing is take, for example, 5% of my trading, of my spot portfolio, boom, spot buy at Bitcoin sub $70,000, just as an example. I haven't started this yet. Then we make it to 65. Then we make it to 60. At 65, boom, 10% of my cash position in Bitcoin. The reason you want to do this is because obviously you want to scale into it more as it's headed lower. Of course, this is for the people that actually still believe in Bitcoin long term, and I do, to say it again. As we head lower, you add a little bit more to your position. And then I would never really deploy all of this 100%. Like I'd probably go as low as, if you're aggressive, 15%, 20%. For me, I'll probably bring this down to like 30% of the capital that I'm willing to buy spot Bitcoin with. And believe me, if we make it below these lows, this big wick low, this pivot that sent us higher, this is going to be a huge buying zone for me. Huge buying zone. Haven't shorted Bitcoin, but 10 alts. Yeah, man. Yes, yes, yes. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that this bull market, I made most of my money shorting altcoins. I love a good short. And because we know that altcoins are absolute vaporware, let's look at coin market cap here. Like ETH below $2,000. Oh my gosh. BNB 600. Yeah. This is absolutely insane. Please be careful if you're trying to long. I mean, anyone that's trying to long here without proper invalidations and tight risk management, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. And get a catchphrase like legend. I have been using legend as well. It's kind of just rolling off the tongue, but I might have to find something else to use as my catchphrase. But guys, okay. I haven't shared this with anyone, but I have to be very honest about this. And hopefully someone clips this in 2 years' time or something, and we can go back and see how it played out. The only real altcoin that I would consider buying near the bear market lows, this bad boy right here. So long as they continue to remain relevant, and they are doing it now with integrating prediction markets. Guys, even if Hyperliquid drops another 50%, which is more than likely, I will actually be buying hype at the bear market bottoms. I'll share it in my community, as always, as soon as I decide to, buy any cryptocurrencies, spot, trades, all of that. Remember, Remember, you can access my community with the first link in the description down below. DM me that keyword 2026. More than happy to onboard you. What you get here is just my own personal trade setups. No bullshit signals. Any trade that I take, I either win or lose, and it's with my own capital, and that's that. So it keeps me accountable. I'll also be sharing my altcoin picks. But back to the point. I think that this is going to be a very, very interesting opportunity as we head lower. You heard it here first. This is probably one of the only ones that I'd really be looking to buy. I actually think that what we saw from Solana in the last bear market cycle, if we go all time, we had so much FUD absolutely dumping. Dump. It's over. FTX. Solana's going to go to zero. And then look at that run. I think, going out on a limb here, I think that that Hyperliquid could produce the same kind of run from the bear market lows to the next bull market. So keep your eyes on this one. And I'm not just saying this. If you've been watching me, you know that I never talk about altcoins, literally never. The only coins I've ever really talked about on my channel over the past year have been Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Now, I did play around with memes, I want to say a year and a half ago, and I made some crazy profits when that was actually popping off. But the life cycle of altcoins and meme coins in general just kept on significantly reducing. And what I mean by this is, like, I don't know if you guys are or how long you guys have been subscribed to the channel, but basically when Chill Guy came out, I don't know if you guys remember that meme, Chill Guy. Let's see if I could find it here. I must have had 500 subscribers. This coin, let's take a look at a different version of the chart if I can find it. Dex mode. It's not like me to talk about shitcoins. I promise. But I just need to bring this to your attention. So when I had like 500 subscribers, I talked about Chill Guy. And I entered right around here. And we went absolutely parabolic. And this is one of the best actual altcoin investments I ever had. And I sold most right around here. And that's it. That's all you're going to hear from me about altcoins. So back to the main point. I've been giga bullish on alts, giga bullish on the market in general. But now I do think that this is a Hyperliquid will provide a pretty strong opportunity in the next bear market cycle. In this bear market into the next bull market cycle. I'm choking on my words here. Let me grab some water. Took a few losses. I've lost too much capital in this cycle. I found your channel late. Now what would you advise me? Any recovery plan? Oof. Guys, believe me, when I joined the crypto industry, I got absolutely cooked so many times. Wow. Okay, sorry. My face is like not even getting captured by the camera. I got cooked so many times. And the only recovery advice that I could give you guys is rebuild your capital outside of crypto and reinvest when no one wants to invest in crypto. Right now, even with Bitcoin at $65,000, and look at this shit, man. We're just retracing immediately. It almost makes me want to take some more profits off the short. No. Don't get it twisted. Sorry, I'm only reading the recent comments right now. Don't get it twisted. I am not holding any altcoins. I've been very, very vocal about that. If you consider ETH an altcoin, I have a little bit of ETH. I swapped some Bitcoin to ETH when it was at attractive levels, but don't hold any Solana. Don't hold anything but mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm planning to stack heavy as we head lower. And what will I stack with, you might ask? Well, the profits from trading the market. Guys, if you remove your emotions, which I know is easier said than done, and you trade the market that's right in front of you, there is a viable path forward. And I know it seems it's always the end of the world, and maybe I contribute to this with my sensationalized titles and thumbnails of it. You have to also understand I'm playing the algorithm. I need people to watch my channel. I want people to watch my channel. I want it to grow, and I want to provide as much value as possible. But keep your head up. The people that are here, the people that are sticking around in the crypto market when we are in a confirmed bear market will make it in the next cycle. And if you don't have that kind of patience, then you're just not cut out for this industry. It's it's brutal, but once you get it and it finally starts clicking, you almost feel invincible. And this is one of the reasons why some of you within my community ask, like, hey, why don't you start trading stocks? And while I do trade stocks on my own, and I have a significant stock portfolio, I like trading crypto because I feel as if it's the market that I have an edge in. I know a lot of people discuss, how can you trade this price action? It's horrible. But let me just give you a recap of my most recent big trades. And this is just over the past couple months, which essentially paid me tons. So can you guys still hear me? Sorry, I feel like my stream just cut out. Okay, I think we're back. All right, so what I was saying is from these lows, I went giga long and I took most of my profits above $90,000, and that was a huge trade. Then naturally everyone gets very, very bullish, and that's the time to look for shorts. So the only thing I want to get across here is if you can learn to trade the market that's right in front of you and not attach your emotions. Yeah, it's lagging shit. Great job. What is your take in grid bots? I don't like letting bots trade for me. It's just always been my opinion. And it's the same thing with copy trading. I don't believe in that crap. Like, I think that everyone is entitled to their own opinion to the market, and they can use my analysis, match it with their own, and decide whether or not it's a good decision to take on any given position. Grid bots, I don't personally use them. There are some people that like them, but it's just not my cup of tea. I'm very, very hands-on. I like to be able to manage the capital that you're seeing here, and yeah, that's all I can really say. So what I wanted to get at is, if you stay in this market when times are tough, you will make it when times are easy, when we're back in easy mode. And I do think we will see this. But right now, this is, I'm sorry, this is just bear market price action. Yeah, some questions. Your channel is going to be huge. Keep it up. Do you want the market to pump? I'll open a short in about 15 minutes. Man, I don't know why you're talking about shorts. I am giga short. If you want a short, I mean, be my guest, but you don't want a short when you already got this kind of price action. Look at this. You're telling me this is the time to short? I don't think so. It's a bit of a no trade zone for me right now. We've breached the levels that I was highlighted on my chart. No sense in me going giga short. Again, that is. Okay, I saw a comment about, where do you see Bitcoin bottoming out? Hi, hello everyone. Okay, great. You're not audible, bro. Isn't it better to long here? Look, from a risk to reward perspective, absolutely it would be better to go long from a risk to reward perspective. But, and this is a key thing, understand that even on these little bounces, we just immediately retrace. So I'm not seeing many signs of bottoming out. Let's go on the 15-minute chart. Okay, the price action is slowing down, and maybe we get an okay move to the upside, but like, the reality is we're probably gonna go lower. So I'm just waiting to see what kind of price action we get here. As you can probably understand, I'm pretty happy with my position in the market. Yeah, I lost money on my most recent long, but like, it doesn't really matter given my existing position. No sound. Shit, man. Shit. Your voice is cutting, but the stream is not. Audio is down. Fuck, man. Please fix audio. Okay. Sound is fine? Why are people saying sound is fine and then people are saying that audio... Okay, sound is okay, just lagging. Okay, my apologies. My apologies. First stream, guys. First stream. I will be back with some more and hopefully better audio and also better lighting. But hey, bit of romance in the room with my candle and bit of dumpy price action. Audio is working fine. Bro, everything is perfect. Okay, sweet. He has personal issues. Yeah, I do, man. Sound is fine. Okay. Sound is fine. What was I discussing? Okay, from a risk to reward perspective, absolutely, it does not make sense to go short here. But remember, we're all playing probabilities when it comes to trading. And when you're trading, you don't want to go giga short or giga long when price is leaving without you. And what I mean by this is go on the higher time frames, go on the 4 hour, for example. You can see here that this is not a candle that I want to get in the way of. Look at this. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. If you want to know when my next trade happens, remember, you do have the first link in my description down below. This is my community where I share all of my trades, my wins and my losses. Yes, this massive win was shared in the community, but I need to remind you, I will have losses. I lost my previous trade as well. So you click this link, DM me the keyword 2026. on Telegram, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you in my group. You're going to get a bot that messages you, and all you have to do is sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links, which you can find down below. I would typically recommend Bluffin. Even if you already have a Bluffin account, if you decide to ditch that account and come onto my account, well, I can give you VIP perks depending on how much volume you're trading with, how much capital you're trading with as well. All of my next trades are going to be shared in my group. They always are. And yeah, I just come on the YouTube channel after the fact. Win or lose, I'm here sharing my trades. What else is there to talk about? It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I heard the whole thing from the start. Liquidation, map boss. Okay. Okay. That's what I wanted to discuss. Whew. Those of you that have been watching me know exactly what I'm about to say. Look at this chart. I mean, just have a glimpse here. Have a glimpse of the chart. Yeah, people are longing a little bit. But it's insane. This is insane. I don't know if I've ever seen this in my life. Look at this. 175 million worth of cumulative long liquidation leverage compared to 28 billion worth of cumulative short liquidation leverage. Are you joking? Are you joking? Like, this is why I'm saying, and I have been talking about a potential bounce in the market, but the thing is, the price action comes first. You've heard me say before that this is just a confluence element to my trading. I don't look at this and say, yep, I have to go max long, because there's no way that Bitcoin doesn't move lower. Like, you can't look at this and just think that we're absolutely going to skyrocket. However, if the structure starts to change on the Bitcoin chart and we slowly start showing signs of bottoming out, and then we get that first impulsive move to the upside, that really is the point in time where this enters the equation. And then we can go ahead and get that massive pump, probably $5,000 to $10,000. But I've seen some weird things in this market, man. Like, what if Bitcoin pumped to 90K? What would everyone do then? How would people operate in this market? I think that everyone would immediately assume that we're so back, only to go ahead and roll over again. Biggest liquidity sweep soon. I agree. I think it will happen, but you have to look at the structure on the chart first. And like, we're literally in no man's land. Like, I'm not longing this shit. Are you serious? Nah, not a chance. Not a chance. How much billions did we sweep from that 102K candle? Hey, just checking myself in. Yeah, you're good. All right. Awesome, guys. Holy smokes. Epstein is behind Bitcoin. That's why we're dumping. Yeah, of course. Of course. Sending sunshine. I can hear. Okay. Tell me if the music is too loud. I heard someone say I can hear the smooth jazz too. And that is the point. Usually what I'll do before I go to sleep, a bit of biohacking here. Lights off. I dim the lights. I have my candles. And I'm just essentially taking it easy. I try not to stare at charts unless there's an emergency where I need to, go ahead and update my community. But like, most of the time, lights off, relax, play some jazz music, take it easy, and then this gives you an excellent sleep. And believe me, I sleep like an absolute baby. Then I wake up in the morning feeling fresh to tackle the markets once more. I'm based in Dubai, if some of you guys didn't know, and right now it's almost midnight. So, yeah, bit of biohacking there in terms of how you can get a good sleep. You really want to turn off all the lights, no screens whatsoever. Obviously, I have a responsibility to share my trades within my community if anything changes in the market or if I adjust my positions. That's my commitment to members that join my group. But aside from that, like, I really, really try to just lights out. Lights out. What else did I want to discuss? Look, I talked about it in today's video, but just a quick recap. The signs were there. This occurred 1 hour before I posted my last YouTube video. BlackRock just depositing tons and tons of Bitcoin, 275 million. Then we got 27,000 Ethereum. Speaking of Ethereum, we talked about it in one of my other videos. Vitalik literally sold 6% of his total ETH stack. So, yes, people are exiting the market. This is a bear market. Let's see. When did you try some Canadian Kush last? Man, I cannot talk about this on the live stream. On the live stream. No, never going to mention this. Bro, your whole identity is taking it easy. What a legend. Yes and no. I want to make it seem like there is nothing to stress about, but it took me so many years to get to the point where I don't actually get stressed in the market. And if you missed the beginning of the stream, the number one rule of thumb if you're actively trading this market is if you cannot fall asleep at night with an open position, it simply means you are risking too much capital. That's it. That's the easiest rule you can follow. And that back in my early days of trading, I would do that often, where I would have massive positions way out of my depth and I would not be able to sleep at night. And then you wake up the next morning exhausted, you're not sharp, then you make some more poor decisions in the market. So decision making is everything in trading. Risk management is also everything in trading. But the key thing is let's say you have, let's talk about this because I think a lot of people could use help with risk management, at least from what I've noticed in my DMs. So let's assume sound is off. Man, why is the sound off? Okay. Anyways, I'm going to keep on going because some of you are saying it's totally fine. Yes. Most people do not use stop losses, but there is a caveat to that. I have to be honest. There are some trades. I want to give you guys a prime example. I'll talk about it after I go over this. But basically, there are some trades where I have invalidation. So for example, let's say you're consolidating within a zone, and you can see that price can sometimes wick out of that zone. Well, sometimes I like the confirmation of an actual higher time frame candle close above a given zone before being confident in, for example, going long or that a reversal is happening. So let's say, for example, you have I was about to draw out the candles on the chart. I'm literally looking at a chart. What an imbecile. All right. So let's say you have this range that you're looking at, this range that Bitcoin was in. So usually you want to get, I'm going to take it from all the way up here. I could just draw a horizontal line to make my life a little bit easier. Let's do that. Let's say here. And let's just take it from approximately these lows because we tapped into it several times. So look at this. Look at this Bitcoin range. Chop, come to the bottom of the range. We don't break below, which is ultimately positive because it proves that we're holding the bottom of the range as support. Then we go ahead and chop upwards, and here we have it. This candle right here is the candle where everyone and their grandmothers were giga bullish. Meanwhile, I was getting hate on my YouTube channel because as soon as we got this candle, I was like, guys, I am going giga short. It's going to happen. I just want to see the price slow down. And what you notice here is that the volume slowly started to decline. And this was a very, very, very good sign because talking about the candle closes and the invalidations, we did not get candle closes above this level. Now I could draw the level a little bit better. We got one maybe. But as soon as you get one and then you get acceptance back in the level, that is like a pristine opportunity to go short. And that's essentially what I did. So yeah, what I'm talking about now is the result of the short here. People were calling all-time high candle. Yeah, man, 100%. Bullish, bullish, bullish. It's going to happen. It's just... and I guess because this is my first live stream, I think I should also discuss the fact that I like the purpose of my YouTube channel, because I don't need to do this, but I want to do this, and it's simple. The reason being, I want to provide people the value that I wish I had when I joined the crypto industry. Because when I joined, it was a bunch of bullshit. The only difference is that bullshit, unfortunately, some of the advice, the horrific advice that some influencers were giving, ended up still kind of working out in people's favor because of how explosive the previous cycles were. And so a lot of people did get away with it. But this time around, when you saw the tables turn, no altcoin season, monetary policy is not favorable for altcoin season this cycle, we really saw people suffer. And everyone's been sold the dream of altcoins, but it's unfortunately, it's not a dream that I had, and I tried to warn people about it. Yeah, let's actually take a look at guys. I wanted to show you this as well on Bluffin, which it's my favorite exchange. How long have you been in the industry? I have been in the industry since 2017. On Bluffin, which is my go-to exchange, if you can't already tell, judging by the amount of capital that I have on here, like, I really trust them. I really like this exchange. But one of the reasons why I really like them is because they let you trade Bitcoin dominance. It's fucking epic. Pardon my language. It's absolutely amazing. Like, longing Bitcoin dominance, and I have been bearish on altcoins. You could see where I went long right around these levels, and naturally it's probably a bit too late to consider longing Bitcoin dominance, but I just want to show you guys this is absolutely epic. And believe me, if we get into a period where maybe altcoins can outperform in the next cycle, I will be shorting the crap out of this. But for now, I mean, just straight up. What's your age? Sorry, bit cheeky. Not going to share that. Brother, you didn't continue talking about... My bad. Thank you for letting me know that I didn't continue talking about risk management. This is what I mean with my first stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, guys. Let's talk about risk management now. Thank you for reminding me. It's embarrassing. Like, my head's all over the place. I'm excited. You guys are here with me. The stream is, I mean, I have the numbers right in front of me here, and it seems like it's performing quite well. So, risk management. I only ever risk 5% of my total trading portfolio. So what this means in layman terms is, let's say just for argument's sake, let's say you're trading with like 100K, and you think that the market is primed to find support here. Although, fucking hell, I wouldn't bet on it. Oh my gosh. Whew. Yeah. Oh man, guys, please be careful if you're trading this price action. Again, it's irresponsible of me to tell you to go short when we're already nuking, and I've been shorting. Like, literally, the price is down over $30,000 from my short entry. And reminder, sorry for all the shilling. I'm just kind of getting used to it. If you want access to all of my own trades, DM me the keyword 2026 on Telegram. Click this link, and essentially all you have to do is sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links, and you start trading on there as you normally would trade the market already, and you get access to this group where I share all of my updates. But let's get back to risk management. Sorry, I got caught up on the whole... wow, we are nuking. let's assume that you're absolutely crazy and you want to short Bitcoin and you're confident that the price will go down. So let's say you have that 100K trading portfolio, just as an example. Well, 5% means that you would be risking, I'll just do a K, you would be risking $5,000 on a trade. And that would be a big risk trade. So this being risked means that whatever your stop loss or your invalidation is, you stand to lose this amount of capital. Now, you know what they say about risk to reward. You usually always want to have like a 2-for-1 risk to reward at the bare minimum. Otherwise, it might not be worth your time. But these kinds of trades that you're seeing here, like this is like it starts out as a 2-to-1. And I entered aggressively because I was confident in the short, but then it ends up being a 20-to-1, 30-to-1. These are the kind of trades that you want where you really, really get that strong exposure. Sorry, I'm going to just check the comments again. Add background music and it will be epic. Epic timing for first stream. Yeah, man, those were my thoughts. When we're dumping, I gotta live stream. So the point is, if you have a 100K trading portfolio and you're risking 5% of your total trading portfolio, what you want to do here is only stand to lose $5,000 on that trade. Now, some of you join my community and you may have a little bit less capital. Some people have more capital. I have to be honest, based on the people that are joining my community, some people have a few million, some people literally have $500. It doesn't matter. Risk management, percentage-wise, applies to everyone exactly the same. So this would be considered a risky position in my opinion. And this would be 5% of the total trading portfolio. Most trades, I am personally using 1, 2, 3% of my trading portfolio. Most trades. The higher conviction ones are usually between 3 and 5% of my trading portfolio. I know a lot of experienced traders here in Dubai, some of the wealthiest people you can imagine, and they only risk 2, 3% at most. But these guys, they got money. So 1 to 2% for them is absolutely massive. Much bigger than, what you're seeing here on the screen. I know it's unfathomable, but it's insane how much money these guys make trading. Well, what I want to get at is you never want to go above this. This is my general recommendation. Never go above 5% of your total trading portfolio, even on a max high conviction trade. And for the most part, scalps, I tend to risk a little bit less, and swings, I tend to risk a little bit more. This trade that you're seeing right here that I've constantly highlighted, and you're probably sick of me talking about it, but I probably will continue to talk about it because it's a thing of beauty. I risked 3.75% of my trading portfolio. So anything over 3% for me is considered like a really big trade. Let's see. Did someone ask about Dogecoin? Guys, are you serious, man? I'm wondering if that's maybe someone that's new, but I don't really want to talk about altcoins. You got some altcoin alpha at the bottom of bear markets. If you watched from the beginning to where we are now in this stream, what coin I am personally looking at when we do hit those bear market bottoms. But for now, I'm not interested in buying anything. It's a bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath. All right, let me read some comments and let's see if I can cover anything. We're all gonna die. Are you talking about position size? Well, oh, that's another thing to actually mention here. Why don't you max leverage and take out all the money from this trade? Because why don't I take out all the money from this trade? First and foremost, I've already secured around 300K. Second of all, what if Bitcoin goes to 40K? I want that exposure. Stops are at break even. There's no stress. There's literally no stress. Like for me, the risk to reward, I'm really like, and you've heard me say it on the channel, I am comfy in my shorts. I'll probably take more. Like if Bitcoin does go to 60K, I'll probably take more. But I already took some more profits today off this trade. Slowly but surely, I start taking more and more profits. And I'm always going to leave a moon bag, or because we're going down, I like to call it a gravestone, a grave bag, whatever you want to call it. We're going down. Do you think Tom Lee? Oh man, guys, Tom Lee is down over $8 billion. Let's take a look at ETH. Holy smokes. Let's talk about let's see Tom Lee. What is he up to? What is our friend Tom Lee up to? Just retweeting some nonsense. Wow. Oh my god. Do you guys are you reading this? Are we looking at the same thing? Best new US equity ETF nominee. The guy is down $8 billion. How on earth can you justify that? Wow. Okay. Let me go to the explore. Trump, Bitcoin dumping. Like, I don't look. I hate to see people lose money, but like, come on, guys. Come on. Michael Saylor is also currently at a loss. This guy accumulated a shit ton of Bitcoin. 7.8 billion in unrealized loss. Tom Lee, 8 billion, and Tom Lee's newer to the game, let's say. Wow. We finna all be rich. We finna all be rich if you guys are shorting with me. If you've been shorting literally anywhere above 90K, above 80K, above 70K for that matter. Although I will be perfectly honest here in saying that I never talked about shorting when Bitcoin hit 70K because I'm already in the short. But like, it's just, when will the bottom occur? Even Bitcoin maxis are taking L's. How can I possibly turn my 13K? How can I possibly turn my 13K portfolio into 100K by the end of the year without risking more than 5%? You can't. You can't unless you're a day trader. I'm a swing trader. I know sometimes I'll talk about some quick scalp opportunities, but the majority of my trades are swings. I think that swings are the most profitable. It's the most profitable strategy, at least in terms of types of trading, simply because you wait for the level to be hit on a higher time frame. And with higher time frame, you have to remember, you get more confidence in your overall trade setup. What I mean by this is, like, you know, if you go to the 15-minute chart, there's a lot of noise. You go to the 1-hour chart, there's still a decent amount of noise. When you go to the 4-hour chart, okay, the noise slowly starts getting reduced. Then you got the 1 day, you got the 1 week, you got the 1 month, then we're talking too long. But like, my swing trades are usually based on like 4 hours, and then I'll look at like the 1 day time frame, and it's within the context of the overall trend. So what I mean by this is, again, sorry to talk about the short, but I think it's a prime example, and I just want to let you guys know my thought process. So you could see this. Bitcoin pumped up to 126. We're coming down, and then we get a pump. Does it make sense to pump all the way up to all-time highs, pray that we just skyrocket, or does it make sense to start looking for swing shorts? liquidating some shorts, and then we come down. And that's exactly what we're seeing, or what we saw. So back to your question about turning 13K into 100K with 5. No, it lagged. So yeah, I'm sorry that it's not the answer you want, but I'm here providing my YouTube content, not to tell you what you want, but what I think people need to hear in general. And yeah, I've been giga bearish. I think that you need to just slowly build up your capital outside of trading, supplemented with trading, and then you can slowly build it up, build it up, build it up, and then you get to the point where your swing positions start to look like this, and you're in a pretty, you're in pretty significant trades whenever you do enter the market. Yeah, that's all I can really say about that. Day trading Bitcoin is almost impossible. I mean, I tend to agree. I'm not a day trader. Like I look for excellent opportunities, and I need to be perfectly clear. What we're seeing now, right at these tariff lows that I highlighted so much on my YouTube channel, and I was patient. I was very, very patient. This is what I would have deemed a good longing opportunity. You also have to remember that just because it's a good longing opportunity, it doesn't mean that it has to play out. So that's like an extra layer of patience, because even when you are patient to sweep a certain low or try to get some kind of reaction in the market, sometimes it just doesn't play out. So yes, it requires a lot of patience. Reminder, if you want to see how I am personally trading the market regularly, you do have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword 2026, and I'd be happy to onboard you into my free Telegram community. Now, I'm going to keep going through the comment section. You guys are giving me some pretty solid ideas to stream. You should take an anchored VWAP from the 2022 lows. How are some good signs to find a bottom? Yeah, 100%. And I totally get that, Will. Like, you need to start out with actually having a job. Everyone wants to be sold a dream of like, oh, you can just start trading with $1,000 and you're going to turn it into 100K in a year. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. Like when I started trading, I had a significantly tiresome job. And I was amassing capital to be able to trade. So now that I'm at this point where I don't need to necessarily work in that sense, I just trade. But the transition does take time, and it takes commitment. Trading is not for the weak. It really isn't. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Bro, do we need to keep you live? Bro, that's my, like, here's the thing. Would I actually grow the channel much more if I live streamed? Like, do you guys prefer live streams, or do you prefer like the quick, update videos? Don't mind my my ridiculous thumbnails, but that's how the game of content is played. So you guys prefer live streams, or should I be doing more videos? Have you checked MicroStrategy? No, not really interested. I'd rather just own the underlying asset of Bitcoin. Live streaming during big events like this, live stream is amazing, so we can communicate in real time. Awesome. Any updates on the pod? Yes. Okay, so this is something that I need to address. Look, my groups are completely free because you're trading with your own capital after you've signed up with me. And I am considering launching some kind of paid service at some point in time, but it's tricky to decide what kind of pricing I would even have, simply because, to be quite frank, my time is valuable, and it has to just be worth it for everyone involved. I want to feel like I'm providing you value for you to be willing to pay for it, and it also has to make sense from my perspective. So that's why I kind of just kept my group free thus far. Probably in the future I'll launch some paid group, but for now everything is completely free. First link in the description down below if it interests you. Can I still Yes, you can. Can you still join your group if you're already with BTCC? Yes, you can join my group if you're with BTCC. I can actually transfer you under my referral, and then you'll automatically just get access to the group. So make sure to DM me on Telegram. DM me the keyword 2026 if you want to join my free group. Again, this is where I share all of my own trade setups transparently. I win some, I do lose some. I need to give you that caveat. I'm not going to promote this as if like I'm some guy that has a 1 billion % win rate, as so many other signal groups try to claim. But it's just my own personal trade setups, and sometimes I leave voice messages. Sometimes I yap, as I'm currently doing on the live stream. And yeah, if you want access, it's the first link in the description down below. Please don't start a paid group. I'm not going to... Okay, if I ever did start a group, it wouldn't take away from the content that I'm doing now, nor would it take away the content in my free group. So please understand that. I'm just telling you where my head's at. It might make sense down the line, but for now it's okay. What was your profession before trading full-time? My profession before trading full-time... Oh, wow. Was... social media marketing. So I actually, those of you that know me very well know that I absolutely love football. I'm a huge football player. I'm from Canada, so we actually call it soccer. And the Americans that are watching, yeah, soccer. It should be actually called football. Naturally, I've become friends with a lot of Europeans here. And so I call it football now. But basically, I was absolutely obsessed with football my entire life. And this led me to start social media marketing and start an Instagram page where I'm posting football content. I actually have a TikTok account with 200,000 followers, and it's literally me just kicking a ball. If any of you guys could find it, let's see. I'm not going to share it. But the point is, I started growing Instagram pages before I got into the crypto industry, and I grew quite a few pages anonymously to over 1 million followers. And I would sell promotions, and that's how I was essentially making my money while I was in university. So then crypto came around, this new opportunity, and I just fell in love with not only trading, but like how hard it was with the discipline required and the risk management and understanding yourself from an emotional perspective. There's nothing quite like that. And unfortunately, these feelings are shown when you lose a lot of capital, but also when you win a lot of capital and you're feeling euphoric. So my start, I guess you could say, to online digital marketing, it was growing football pages when I was younger because I was just absolutely obsessed with it. And I got in at a right time, and here I am. Here I am. Yes, I do speak French. Le français, c'est ma langue maternelle. But most of the people that join my group are English, so je devrais peut-être we won't go there. French is my first language, as a matter of fact. If you have a Weeks account and you want to join my group, you just have to unfortunately create a new account, or I would recommend that you join on Bluffin. Remember, there's tons of promotions here. Like it's pretty insane. The main thing, like, yeah, $45, I get it. It's not that much money, 20% deposit bonus. We've seen this. You guys have seen all the promotions in the industry. But what I really like is this VIP status. That is key, because I know for a fact with these exchanges, you need to be generating tons of volume to even get considered for VIP status. So they give you VIP status literally for an entire week. And it's pretty significant. What it does is it essentially reduces your fees. You can see here on Bluffin, I'm VIP 3, and we talked about this earlier in the stream, but I think it's phenomenal because your fees just get significantly reduced, and ultimately you won't have to trade massively like the whales to get this kind of VIP status, and that's VIP 1 essentially. So that's actually the second link in my description down below if that interests you to sign up with me on Bluffin. Yeah, the stream is kind of dying down. Maybe I'm yapping too much. Do you ever trade spot in a bull run? Do you ever trade your spot in the bull run to compound profits? No. So my main thing is I try to buy Bitcoin near the bear market bottoms, and I essentially just ride the wave up. And on that wave up, while I'm ideally very comfy in my Bitcoin position, which I have been, that's when I go ahead and decide to leverage trade, and that's that. So like I leverage trade the entire market on the way up, on the way down, as as you can see here, and only then, ideally near the bear market tops, do I start dollar cost averaging out of my positions. But this time around, I only sold around 10-15% of my spot Bitcoin, some at 120, some at 100, but it is what it is. I'm in this for the long game. And when I can make profits trading, like it just doesn't stress me out at all. You should do both. No, I don't need to stress about it. Quick videos are really nice for saving my time. Okay, awesome. Is there a fundamental reason for this price action? It is the bear market. That is the reason. We are dumping because we are in a bear market. I know a lot of people don't want to believe it, and it still baffles me that some people don't believe it. I mean, we're down 50%. This is not a bull market correction. It is a bear market, but this is just standard stuff. If you skip over the comments that start with, bro, you'd save time. Save time. Live streams make you human in a way that your vids don't, but those okay, sounds good. So much money in selling. Yeah, you can make money selling courses, but I don't have any courses. And actually, I was thinking of doing like some educational trading series, and it was just going to be like a free playlist on YouTube. But these kinds of videos they take a lot of time. So I am working on it, and like I promised you in one of my previous videos, like I will start to have some more educational trading series so you guys can really get a glimpse as to how I operate in this market. And if you want, the real-time trades and all of that, well, you do have the first link in the description down below. Wow, we are still dumping. This is insane. Oh my gosh. Like, what is going on? Do I think this is a local bottom? Guys, it's way too premature to call for a local bottom. I started the stream, we were at 66K. My expectation was that we would get some kind of bounce, but oh my gosh. Whew. Can you just give us a a lot of people are saying that the 200 is good targets are wrong. Do you agree? All right. Yeah. All right, guys. All right. I'm convinced. I will do some more live streams. Welcome to all the new members. Wow. I mean, guys, what else is there to say? I'm going to play. Can you guys hear? Okay. I'm playing some jazz in the background. One second. Can you guys hear the music in the background? Please comment yes if you can hear it. We are getting nuked. ETH below 1.9. I think we're going to 61, which is the value. Fucking hell. Guys, I'm at a loss for words. Like, obviously I'm happy because I'm shorting, but I don't like to see the price go down. Like, it's just not, it's not fun. Let's take a look at the stock market. Yeah, of course, the short is still printing, man. Oh my gosh! Yeah, guys, this is pretty insane stuff, man. Guys, I'm sorry. I know I'm not providing. I was yapping a lot more at the beginning of this live stream, but now I'm mesmerized by this price action. It is crazy. Oh wow. Okay, nice that you can hear the music. Maybe you don't like the music, but I'm a huge jazz guy, especially at night. Go stock. From the all-time highs. Oh my gosh, guys, stocks are just like that's not a correction. That is absolutely pathetic. Like it's worrisome because if stocks do actually lose this level, which you can see here, we've tapped into the bull market support band quite a few times, provides support on the higher time frames. Like if we start nuking here, maybe we can get a little bit of bounce and then nuke. Like what on earth is going to happen with Bitcoin? This is very, very worrisome. At which price do you start selling your HODL stack? Oh, here we go. Guys, I'm not going to sell my HODL stack. I accumulated sub $30,000, closer to around 20K average price, and I'm going to be buying more as we head lower. I sold some of my stack at 120 and then 100, but only around like 15% at most, 10 to 15%. It's probably, yeah, somewhere in between. But like, I didn't sell that much, but I'm perfectly content because I'm very, very pleased with the fact that I just dodged altcoins all cycle. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe, smash that like button. Gotta smash the like button. Gotta smash the like button. I've never actually asked yet in this stream, and I've been streaming for like quite some time. I feel like I can go forever. Like, get me an energy drink, and I now understand why people go live and how they can manage to keep it up. I can yap forever. I hear Darth Vader's music. Can you give us? No. I completely disagree with that comment. This is why liquidation charts don't mean anything. If you've been watching me, you know that these liquidation charts matter when price is chopping around in a range, because liquidity acts like a magnet. Price likes to go towards that liquidity. However, now that we are in absolute free fall, it does not mean that we have to just pump and then grab that upside liquidity. So I hope that makes sense. Like, when really liquidity is super, super relevant when you're doing something like this, where Bitcoin is just do, and then you see the shorts build up, you see the longs build up, and actually on this way up, we saw a lot of longs pile in, and this is like textbook liquidity below here. And ultimately, boom, we grab the liquidity. But this is why it was important to look at these levels, because there was a lot of shorts piling in here as well, expecting lower faster around this point in time. But look at the price action that we're getting right now. This is like, just because there's a lot of short liquidity, it doesn't mean that we have to absolutely grab it yet. But when price starts bottoming out, which, man, I don't know when that's going to happen. But when price starts ideally bottoming out and we get that first impulse to the upside, because I do think we will get some kind of bounce, that's when we start talking about the liquidity here and grabbing the liquidity. So until proven otherwise, we're still in a downtrend and the liquidity can still pile up to the upside. So I hope that makes sense. What do you think support is at? 58K. Momentum needs a breather, but price won't. Actual live. Wow. Yes, bro. Took some losses on some longs. Okay. Guys, Bitcoin stopped updating price at 85K. This does not look like 85K. We are going... Oh, man. Guys, the short is absolutely printing. I can't promise you that I'm going to get another entry like this, but we're like, Oh, we're talking 35K almost. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Guys, I don't pat myself on the back that often, but like this is my best trade in the past probably 2 years now. I executed the short, sitting in the short, took some profits on the way down. Position is protected. Average entry 97K. If you want access to all of my own personal trade setups, remember you do have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword 2026 and I'd be happy to onboard you in my group. A reminder, the only requirement is that you've signed up with one of my affiliate exchange links, and Bluffin also has a fantastic promotion, 20% deposit bonus, but you can get that VIP status as well by signing up with the second link in my description down below. Then DM me on Telegram and you join my group. Let's see what's going to happen here. I think that, I don't think, Bitcoin is free falling as per the title of this live stream. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone that's new here to the channel. If you're new and you've never watched any of my content, basically I've just been giga shorting, and I took a long. I got wrecked on my long, but I think we could just take a moment of silence and just take a look at this price action. Wow. Oh my god, I'm screwed. Whole lot of views for the first stream. I think it's just because the price is dumping. I did pick a pretty good time to go live for the first time. Okay, now we see 5-minute chart. We're getting some wicks. Come on, Bitcoin. I know I'm giga short, and ultimately I stand to benefit if Bitcoin moves lower. But like, I've had enough. I'm content with my position. I don't want to see Bitcoin continue to go lower. Come on. 64, leaving a bit of a wick. Wow. I'm going long, boys. Oof. Taking one for the team if you're going long. Oof. Man, there's no sign of slowing down. We are literally free falling. Guys, the tariff capitulation lows were at $74,400. I talked about this as a potential longing opportunity. And look at what we're seeing right now. Oh my gosh. Sub $64,000. Guys, you need to understand that I am not stressed about closing my short. I'm reading some of the comments here. Like, you have to understand that my position is protected. I've literally secured around 300K, and the rest of the trade is just gonna be held here until we move lower. Like, if we make it to 60K, I'll shave off a little bit of profits. But with my position protected, I'm giga short, comfy in my shorts, and I am also chillin'. No stress here. No stress here. Wow. I think you should really take your profits from the short. No, man, you don't understand. It's not ego whatsoever. Like, look, it's not like I haven't taken any profits. I've closed most of my position, but the price has just nuked so much lower that it's okay. I will take some more profits. I absolutely will. But my next TP is going to be like 60K. And because the thing is, even if we do get a bounce to like 70K, let's just say we get that bounce. I mean, the odds of us revisiting $97,000, pretty unrealistic. Also, my stop is at break even. So I can't lose At absolute worst, this is going to be a 300K trade and done and dusted. But for now, base case is still that it makes sense to just hold for lower, especially if I'm going to look for some potential longs in this market, which I have a strong feeling that that's going to be my next trade, some form of long. So no stress, man. No stress. How much do I bench? Woof. I would like to consider myself a hybrid athlete. So I recently did my first marathon. I rip some tennis and I play some football and I do weightlifting. So I'm not sure what I guess it's in kgs. So like I can bench about like 110, 115 kgs, which I think is 2 plates. And my best is like that for 6. So 225 pounds for 6, if that answers your question. Messi or Ronaldo? Woof! I'm getting liquidated at 500K. Yeah. Yes, to answer your question, I am. Yes. If I didn't have my stop loss on this short, I would get liquidated if Bitcoin hits $500,000. That's another reason why I'm not worried. But my stop loss is at break even. The reason being, guys, I don't know if I'm showing you. Like, guys, my account, I did load up my Bluffin account with a significant amount of capital. So if I don't know if you could see it now if I fix it. Like, I have about 2 mil in my Bluffin account right now. So at the end of the day, like, I probably won't be depositing more, but that's why the estimated liquidation price is so high. Reminder, if you're a whale and you want to trade the crypto markets, you can get VIP with me. Also, if you DM me on Telegram and you are trading with a significant amount of capital, like I'm talking 100K to 500K, I can actually get you a VIP 3. So DM me 2026 on Telegram or just click this link, shoot me a message. Please understand that when you send this message, a bot will answer. And that bot essentially gives you the requirements to join the group for free, which you just need to sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links and you're good to go and trade as you normally would. Man, this price action is insane. 2 mil from marketing? Brother, I've been trading the crypto market since 2017. So that's something to consider. I did social media marketing before 2017 and I've been trading the crypto market. It's crazy that we're 2026, 9 years now. So it's, yeah, it adds up. It absolutely adds up. Should I feed my margin at all costs? Do you like a crazy lifestyle? Do you like, okay, so crazy lifestyle or more humble guy? I hope that through my content, you can understand that when I show my trades, this is just being brutally honest here with the live streams. When I show my trades, of course, I want to help as many people as possible. But when I show those trades, it does incentivize people to go ahead and ideally join my group so I can show you guys how I am trading this market more actively. I want to help as many people as possible. I hope that through the content, you can see that I am humble, although people that call themselves humble usually aren't humble. So maybe I'll bite my tongue on that. But in terms of how I live my actual life, very, very simple. It doesn't really matter how much money you make after a certain point because you can just pay for what you want in terms of food and experiences. That's basically it. Like, I like eating food. I eat nice food. Definitely low-key guy who enjoys himself but is off the spotlight. You do come across as a down-to-earth guy. Like, I try to be, man. I try to be. Like, I just want to help people out, and that's why I decided to make this content. It would have been maybe even better for me from a security perspective that I just, film or trade the markets as I've been doing and just not share anything. But I do think that a lot of people can learn from the content that I provide, even though the titles and the thumbnails are sensationalized. Again, I've been pretty vocal about this. Don't get butthurt if you see something like this. Capitulation! And it's like an AI version of me. Like, guys, it's the YouTube algorithm. You want to post these kinds of titles and thumbnails to ideally reach a broader audience. I'm competing against, you have to remember the kind of guys in the crypto space that I'm competing against to try and build a bigger audience. Yeah, I won't name them, but you know who I'm talking about. Conceited as fuck. Yeah, see, that's the issue. Dubai is actually nice. It's nice. Look, everyone here is just on a whole other level. So even when I'm usually when I hang out with people, like in terms of, if you want to call it success, I'm like bottom of the barrel compared to the people that I spend time with here. So it does really inspire you to push. That being said though, I am Canadian and the nature here is not the same. Like the nature in Canada is just absolutely stunning, and you can't replicate the peace that you get when you're just sitting on a dock looking over the water and there's trees around you, the air is fresh. It's a whole different vibe. But in terms of like career and ambition and trading, especially being in crypto, like a lot of people that trade crypto actively, some of the best traders I know I met here in Dubai. Watching now, numbers going up. Cool. Oh, absolutely. Yes, Altcoin Daily promoted my channel. Like they gave me a huge shout out. And I'm sure some of you are watching me from Altcoin Daily. But it's funny, one of you guys made this observation, like with Altcoin Daily, like the channel is literally called Altcoin Daily. And then you come to my channel and I'm like, guys, I'm shorting altcoins. I hate altcoins. Not the best, audience to get across, but I hope that I've saved some of you in doing ridiculous things with altcoins, because so many influencers have been promoting it. Crazy stuff. It's funny when big traders on social media are always flexing with goofy ass expensive clothes. Yeah, man, I completely agree. Bro, what I'm wearing right now, if you go on Amazon, it's called Kufandi. It's actually made in China. It's a full like blue sweatsuit. I travel in this as well. I think it costed me like $50, but man, it's comfy. The only thing that I would say with having a little bit of money is like you can eat whatever you want whenever you want. And at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters in life is the relationships with the people around you. And I've only really realized this year after year after year. Sometimes I've isolated myself, I have traded, and I grinded. I did the whole grind thing. It's great. But at the end of the day, it's the people around you that really, really matter. And I don't say this to sound, soft, but it's just the reality of things. You slowly start to realize what actually matters in life, and money can buy you comfort. That's essentially it. I found the channel when you had about 4K subs. I watch every day. Hope you get to 100K, bro. I'm doing my best. Hopefully I get to 100K. All right, enough stories about me. Yes, the dump is absolutely insane. Like, some of you were asking me, like, should we go long? Should we go long? I don't think so. Guys, as always, if you want access to my group and you want to start seeing how I personally trade the market, you do have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword 2026, and I'd be happy to onboard you into my free group where I share all of my own personal trade setups. Let's just take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Oh my gosh. I have to stay live. Guys, how long have I been live streaming for? Reading the comments, sorry. Holy smokes. This is almost a 2-hour live stream for the first one. Sweet. I've been just going at it. Maybe I should take an energy drink. No, it's almost 1 a.m. here. Boom, boom. Shirley here. Please tell me you are, guys, I was just about to say, typing in all caps does not get my attention if a lot of people are messaging here. But I guess it did get my attention. I don't think Bitcoin will go below $15,000. So I hope that answered your question. This doesn't sound like jazz anymore. Yeah, maybe it's because the jazz part it's not loud enough. Altcoin daily just put, yeah, okay, so that's 100% true with the whole, price dumping and liquidity. Like, absolutely. If you're not on a good exchange, yeah, you might have some issues. Thankfully, I have had no issues with bluffing ever in all market conditions. And so it's just my go-to exchange. I know everyone on YouTube promotes their exchange, but like promotes their own exchange. Some people like Bybit, some people like Week, some people like BTCC, some people like Bitmart or whatever it's called. I like bluffing. It's my go-to. I trust them with having a decent amount of capital on here, and that's that. There's no reason for me to switch. I really like their exchange, and if you want to sign up, you do have the second link in my description down below. Let's see. This is more brutal than typical bear. Look at the weekly RSI. It's insane. Boom, 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 boom. All right, all right. Okay, legends. I have to be honest. I think I got another 20 minutes in me. I got another 20 minutes in me. But it really depends. Like if Bitcoin nukes to 50K, I guess I kind of have to keep live streaming, right? Is that what you're supposed to do as we dump? It's just free falling, man. God. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. I know I'm on the 5-minute chart. I shouldn't be doing that. It's just like... I kind of... Like, I'm pretty sure my next trade is going to be a long, but it's so scary with this kind of price action because you get a little candle like this and then you roll over. You get a little candle, watch, this is going to pump, and then you roll over. The real question is like, where is this bottom? So let's just zoom out on this chart. If you've been watching me, you'll remember that I was highlighting the point of control of the 2024 range. It's a pretty interesting level. So you go here and you take the fixed range volume profile from here all the way up to here when we started breaking out. It's getting interesting, but it's just like justifying a position like this is not taking a trade is a trade. Absolutely. Jean de Machine. Yes, absolutely. I have considered making a series of how I trade the market. Absolutely. I want to film a tutorial, and I've talked about it enough. I need to do so. Yes, I would really like to do some collabs with some other YouTubers. Sorry guys, I feel like I'm already getting a little bit tired now. Come on. Spot ETFs. Let's do a quick refresh. Oh, I guess the day isn't over. Like for me, it's already Friday. I'm just waiting for this, but you could see billions and billions. horrible. Horrible. Yes, the bulls are trying to fight. It took them long enough to show up. Let's see. Let's see, man. Come on. I like when you look at these maps, like you see the orange here. The orange means 100x leverage. Like if Bitcoin drops now to 63K again, the low 63K, we're going to liquidate someone that just went 100x long. It's crazy, crazy stuff. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as crazy as this chart. Like, liquidate all of the longs and then come and get those shorts, baby. Come and get those shorts. Absolutely. I'm just waiting for capitulation to go long now. It's just like, yeah, 100%. I agree. But like, you're just not seeing it. You're getting these absolutely horrific closes on the higher time frame. Look at this 4 hour. Like normally when price starts bottoming out, you want to create these wicks. Look, the first time that we actually had mini capitulation, and this was below the tariff lows, we got that bounce. And I actually traded this. But then, boom, 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 boom. Like it's just cascading down. And it's just risky to go long. But the risk to reward from a shorting perspective, in my opinion at least, is just not there. I try to keep things extremely simple. We tapped into the bull market support band. We got rejected. I went giga short. And now, again, I'm just waiting to see what Bitcoin gives us. Like, show some signs of life. Show some signs of bottoming. Otherwise, you risk losing a lot of capital. And that's not what we want. You want to protect your capital and trade the market when you see opportunities. If there are no opportunities, you do not force it. Yes, Devault. Bro, I'm on that live stream grind. First time. You make a series on TA, what sorts tools you use. Yeah, I will be doing a series. I promise. Can you briefly how they liquidate shorts and longs in a small amount of time? Thank you. You have a good night as well. This is our Great Depression. It's not over. I have lived through bear markets, and we are entering some deep discounted zones relatively soon. And on the way down, we short. Make money on the way down, make money on the way up. It simply does not matter. If you want access to all of my own trades, you do have the first link in my description down below. Click this link. DM me the keyword 2026 on Telegram, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you into my free group where I share all of my trades, win or lose. All of my trades in this market are shared in this group, and the only requirement is that you've signed up with one of my affiliate exchange links and you start trading on there as you normally already do on any exchange. Let's see if we could find signs of bottoming out. Thank you, Legends. I just want to see us bottom out before I actually leave the stream. Hit the like button. Yeah, guys, smash the like button. Actually, where can I check? Where can I check? I did an A/B test live stream. Yes. I smashed my own like button. Guys, come on. Smash the like button. How many people are watching right now? There's 400 people watching. Come on. Let's get this to 500 likes. I know that some people liked and then they left. Come on. Smash the like button. We've been at it for 2 hours. First live stream. If you want more of these live streams, please let me know by smashing the like button and leaving your comments down below. I do need to get better at answering some of your comments though. That's a fact, because I feel like you guys are leaving comments and you're showing tons of support, and I'm doing my best to answer people, but it's like there's a lot of comments. There are a lot of comments. Maybe stupid question, but why did you short Bitcoin and not ETH? The reason I shorted Bitcoin and not ETH is because Bitcoin is just more reliable to trade. I do like shorting altcoins in general, and naturally if Bitcoin drops, Ethereum does drop a little bit more. But because of the higher time frame levels that I was eyeing for Bitcoin, and that level is right at this bull market support band, which you can see here, and we've talked about a lot on the channel. Like, I was always eyeing this level. Now, in a perfect world, we would have, swept it and really gone into it, but we didn't. And as soon as we started getting this wick and we started dropping, we hit 98K or just under 98K, depending on which exchange you're looking at. We hit 97, and then I decided from a risk to reward perspective, I'm going giga short here. Man. And there you go. That 100x long that I highlighted probably just got liquidated. Well, let's see. Oh, on the brink of it. On the brink of it. Guys, please be careful out there if you're trading this market. This is like, if you're not already in like a short, please exercise patience. Wait for the price to start chopping around, start showing signs of a local bottom. Otherwise, as I put it in my group today, this is not a knife that I want to catch. Feeling something is really going to break next 24 hours. How much more can this thing dump? It can dump. It can dump further. Since I followed you, have been always hitting the calls. Thanks. Look, I'm going to be... The other thing that I wanted when I joined the industry in 2017 was actual honest influencers. And like this guy, Luke here, Luke Draco, thank you very much for your comment. Since I have followed you, you have always been hitting the calls. I will say I've been pretty good over the past few months, but as I shared, I actually went long at the tariff capitulation lows, and I ended up losing $50,000 on that long. This is not a game for the weak. My wins have been greatly exceeding my losses over time, and that's how you're ultimately a profitable trader, but you will have some losses. That I can assure you of. And I just said that to let you know that I will definitely make some wrong calls in this market, but the important thing is to be open and transparent about it. Yes, I will have some losing calls. Right now, though, Bitcoin looks like it wants to go below $63,000. Like, I'm happy from the short perspective, but still, this is ridiculous. I have to stay live for a little bit at least. What exchange do I use? I use Bluffin. So I don't know if you could, maybe you can't see it. There you go. In the top, I just scrolled down. In the top left corner, you have Bluffin over here. I would highly recommend that you use it as your go-to exchange. Honestly, it's my favorite. I have no complaints since I joined. Been using it for quite some time. I have a very good amount of capital on here, so I do trust their overall interface, and they have their security fund. Really trust them. So I would highly recommend you check out Bluffin. That's the second link in my description down below. And if you do use my link, you do get those bonuses. You get $45. Yes, we've heard of that before, the 20% deposit bonus. But again, the key thing that I want to highlight here is VIP status. VIP status is usually only given to users that are trading with a good amount of capital and that are generating a lot of volume. And it's great because it significantly reduces your fees. Now let's see what happens to Bitcoin, man. Let's see. Let's see. I picked quite some day for the first live stream. 62 $62,000 Bitcoin. Oh my gosh. It's dumping, guys. Okay, sorry. I will not brag about the short. I'm sorry, guys. Look, I don't mean to... I'll just stop talking about it. You can see I'm in my position, and here we are. Now we just have to see how the price action develops. Yes, the 0.618 is at 58K. That could be an interesting level. But like, oh my gosh. This is the daily candle. This is the daily candle. Oh my gosh. Like, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. What is the stock market like? Whew, we've hardly dumped. We've hardly dumped. Ultimately, the point of my content is also for you to understand that you don't need to be a permabull. You can make money in this market without longing it. You can go long, you can go short. There's opportunities either way. Again, completely irresponsible of me if I were to say that you should go short now, because like look at this nuke. Like, can it work out? Yeah. Can we go lower? Yeah. But the risk to reward was there from much higher levels. So I'm just gonna see how the price action develops here, because this is oh my gosh. Sorry for not speaking much. I'm quite astonished as to what I'm seeing here. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be looking for some new trading opportunities relatively soon. So if you want to know when I decide to enter my next big trade, by the way, these are the only trades that I'm currently holding for now. Remember that you do have the first link in my description down below. I'm currently eyeing some new trades. DM me the keyword 2026 on Telegram, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you into my free group. And the only requirement is that you've signed up with one of my affiliate exchange links and you start trading on there as you normally already do. And there's tons of bonuses available. You can choose whatever exchange you want. Velto is also a pretty solid option for those of you that like self-custody. I decided to partner with them as well, and they're kind of like under the radar. They do have solid liquidity. I like them a lot as well. There's just no slowing down here, right? Would you consider a Discord group? And I felt stupid for selling 20% of my Solana at $100. Well, you're a genius. Wow. Everything is just... Maybe here, maybe here. Maybe we show some signs of bottoming out. This is why you want to trade with a stop loss. I got stopped out on my long at $69,000. Price moved 6K, over 6K from where I got stopped out today alone. Insane stuff, guys. Insane stuff. Everything is getting annihilated. These are very good questions. Like, these are very, very good questions. Like the one where you said, is this dump sharp enough to potentially cause the cycle bottom to be brought forward? I have to say yes. That's a possibility. Like, if we just keep on nuking then perhaps the bear market bottom is much sooner than most people think, including myself. Ultimately, if you're new to the stream, what I was looking at is like, we know that historically, cycle after cycle after cycle, Bitcoin does tend to dump over 75% in bear markets. But let's assume that this time is a little bit different in the sense of, you know, we have institutions involved. And I'm going to pull out my ruler again from the high all the way down to where we're now at. We've officially dropped over 50% from the highs, but 75 would put Bitcoin down to 30K. I don't actually think that this is likely. I think it's probably more likely that we see something like maybe 60%. And it's not just the fact that like the institutions were involved, but also the fact that this top here was not like a euphoric top. Like we pumped, people were getting a little bit excited as you normally would when Bitcoin makes a brand new all-time high. But it wasn't like a, you know, alts flying left, right, and center, and it wasn't a euphoric top. We talked about the social risk. I wish I could show you that right now. But we talked about the social risk, which is essentially people's overall interest on social media across all the platforms, like how many followers are influencers getting, exchanges, layer ones, etc. It's literally at all-time lows. And so because of this, and because we did not top in like a euphoric manner, there's a chance that the drop to the bear market lows is not like a sharp 75% drop. And then we have the 200 weekly moving average support around 58K, along with the 0.618. So it's, yeah, definitely an interesting level, sub 60K. But look, we can always get a bounce from here. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. I'll just pull this up instead. Okay. Is this a sign of life? Is this a sign of life? You know, the funny thing, this is looking a bit interesting here. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it for a little bit of relief. Is this it? Is this it? Can we pump from here? Can we pump from here? Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, Bitcoin. This is the first time in the stream where we got a $2,000 move. Come on, Bitcoin. Yes, I've done CrossFit. This hurts a lot, but at the same time, I feel like we can make generational wealth. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that that's the case too. I want to sleep, guys. But I've been streaming for over 2 hours now, but I felt like with this kind of price action, you can't not stream it. I started the stream off with the intention of it being like 15, 30 minutes. Then I started yapping. Then the price action just nuked, and here we are. Here we are. Come on, there's no way here we're gonna roll over. Yeah, guys, I do feel bad for people that fell for like the whole super cycle nonsense. Like, guys, does this look like a super cycle to you? Not to dunk on anyone, but it's very, very important to be selective about who you listen to in the space. You've probably heard me say this in my groups. You've probably also heard me say this on the YouTube channel. It is absolutely crucial that you're selective about who you listen to. Block out all the noise, as much noise as possible. Look, I can go to my Twitter feed right now. I'll show you. Go home. And like, there's just a bunch of, maybe people are panicking now because the price is dropping, but like, it's just, here we go with Capo, Crypto Rover. Like, I actually like Rover. I met him here in Dubai. We actually go to the same gym. He's a pretty cool guy. I'm just trying to, I wanted to find some shitty, oh, guys, Raul Paul, the banana zone. It's just insane. It's just insane. And Vitalik dumping his ETH. The founder selling price after price drops 35% in a week is an interesting choice. It's, yeah. Guys, you just need to be careful who you listen to. So what I would recommend, and what I would really recommend, guys, and again, it doesn't even have to be me. Obviously, I want to help as many people out as possible, but you pick at most 3 creators that you really trust. Maybe you get like a macro guy, maybe you get like a trader, maybe you get someone that covers all of these topics, and that's it. And you do your own analysis, you listen to what these guys think of the market, what are their opinions, you try to see if their analysis matches with your own, and of course, it takes a little bit of skill because you don't want to get too influenced by someone you're watching, but you block out the rest of the noise, and then you're actually able to execute in this market to a level you could not imagine, versus if you're following all of the wankers on Twitter and every time a new post comes up, you get distracted. You're like, oh my God, this guy's buying this shit coin, or oh man, this guy is going long. That's not how you have success in this market, just to be quite frank. So pick a couple of creators, have them on a list, watch their videos religiously, and have your own market analysis, and you will thrive in this market. Even if we're absolutely nuking, even if we're pumping, it doesn't matter. Just be consistent, and you will get there. This is starting to look okay. I think I may consider, it's just like, you know, you go on the 15-minute chart and yeah, I can give you some confirmations, but then you go to the 1 hour and it's like, it's kind of pathetic. We had a wick down, green candle down. Yeah. Time to take a bit more profit. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that Craig guy, I've heard of him. Connor's pretty solid. He covers the market well. I feel bad for people who got fooled, but not the ones who sold them. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about leverage a little bit. Leverage is completely irrelevant. And what I mean by this is, and you've probably heard me say this time and time again, but I'll repeat myself. It's about the capital that you use. So like, remember the example that I gave you with the trading portfolio? Let's just do it in text, because let's say you have a 100K port, trading port, 5% equals 5K. As long as the capital that you're risking, if you're entering a 5% trade, which is aggressive, I'm not going to recommend that. I do it, but let's call it 2. Let's call it 2%. Regardless of the leverage you use, this should be the only amount of capital that you'd be losing on a trade with 2% of your trading portfolio, assuming that your trading port is $100,000, just as an example. So you could use 100x, you could use 500x, you could use 2x, it doesn't matter. It's the capital that would potentially get lost if you lose out on that trade, which at 2% would be the equivalent of $2,000. 1%, $1,000. That's how I view it. You can use leverage as you wish, but it's just about the actual capital that is being risked. And I hope that makes sense. Let's go through some comments. Dun, 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 dun. Why don't you do a members trading live stream when you take a trade when you can? Okay, so the reason why, I have to be perfectly honest too with my trades that I share in my group. The reason why it's structured in the way where I just share what I'm doing in my group is because it's also easier for me. Like, I don't want to sell people on anything, and I don't want to make the like this commitment with myself that I might not be ready to make, where I have to provide a gazillion different things in like a paid group. So the group is free, and it's all of my own personal trades. And this way, if I decide to take a trade, I share it with you. I often share the reason behind my trades. What's the logic? What are the levels I'm looking at, etc. Sometimes I'll share a couple cheeky scalps, but that's why I don't really do the live streams. Maybe that's the next iteration if I feel the need to do so. But like, I really just want to grow this YouTube channel as big as possible over an extended period of time, and I want to provide value. At the end of the day, and I think that this speaks volumes, which it makes me very, very happy. My channel has around 15,000 subs, and I get about 5,000 to 7,000 views per video. I'm pretty happy with that engagement rate. I don't know about you guys, but I see a lot of creators in the space that ultimately have like 100,000 subs or 200,000, 300,000 subs, and they get 10K views. So for me, it's also creating the most active community if possible. And the only way you can do that is through being authentic and just being raw and not trying to bullshit people, which unfortunately this industry has that kind of reputation. So that is my goal. You should create a list of 2 or 3 people that you follow. I actually used to follow a lot of people, but now I can say that I have a really good pulse on the market, whether we're going up or down. And that actually answers one of the previous questions. Do I trade precious metals? Yes, I own some gold. I own some silver. However, my edge remains in crypto. And you can see here, it didn't matter that the price was going down. We giga shorted in the community. We giga shorted at 97K. If you want to join and see all of my own personal trades, as I've always been saying, you do have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword 2026. I'd be more than happy to onboard you in that group. It is completely free, but the only requirement is that you've signed up with one of my affiliate exchange links. Links in the description down below if that interests you. And Bluffin also has a fantastic promotion live right now where you can get VIP status and a 20% deposit bonus. Come on, no way we're rolling over again. Look at this shit. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, I stand to benefit the lower Bitcoin goes just from this shorting perspective, but like this is, oh wow. I'm shocked that we're not getting some relief here. I am shocked. Thank you, Dini2701. I appreciate you. Hype is holding up well. Yes. We actually talked about hype at the beginning of the stream. If you're new to the stream, I need to start off by saying, first and foremost, I never talk about altcoins. I've been bearish on altcoins for like over a year now. However, an interesting bear market low opportunity, which I don't think is now, I do think Bitcoin will ultimately head lower, even if we do get a little bit of a bounce here, would be hype. I actually think that based on what they're building, they've now integrated these prediction markets on their platform, the best decks. They got a real product with real revenue. And so when we're in the depths of the bear market, and let's say hype is like below $20, below $15, because I do think it will ultimately head lower, it could be a Solana-esque opportunity. That's what I will personally be looking at. And of course, I'll share it with you on the channel. If I buy, I'll share it in my groups everywhere. But last bear market, Solana crashed And then you can see how it performed this bull market. A lot of people are complaining now about Solana, but guys, like, went up to $250 from the bear market lows, sub $10. That's a pretty sizable position. So what I'm getting at here is hype could perform very, very well in the next cycle, especially if they continue to iterate on their product and they keep on adding new things. I know you've probably heard the bullshit with altcoins time and time again, but I can assure you, anyone that's been watching me for a while knows that I never talk about alts, and this is like one of the first times. And again, I'm not buying here. I do think we're headed lower, but I will consider buying. Just putting it out there. They want the Bitcoin dominance chart. It is, whoa! What a nuke. What a nuke for Bitcoin dominance. So this is the issue with Bitcoin dominance now trending down. I know a lot of people will get excited. Okay, this is it. This is the start of altcoin season. But we have to also remember that Bitcoin determines the rest of the market. And so Bitcoin dominance can actually go down while Bitcoin is going down simply because altcoins are going down less. So what this means is you're not seeing price appreciation. The market is going down, but just because Bitcoin had already like a 50% drop, altcoins are dropping a little bit less. That can also contribute to Bitcoin dominance dropping. Now, in the best case scenario, we actually get an altcoin season, but like I wouldn't bet on it necessarily. If we do get a significant bounce for Bitcoin, that is, then altcoins can outperform on that bounce. But right now, man, this price action, it's like anytime you get like a wick to the downside, you're starting to think things look positive, and then lo and behold, boom. Thank you, Crypto Gardenist. You've commented on my videos a lot, and I always remember your name. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support. This is quite a long first live stream, but hey, happy to do it. Price is nuking, so it makes sense to come live. Good night, good on ya. Look, Fortis Toro, you guys have, you're asking for which exchange. I will never recommend VPNs, but I do know, like, I have my own VPN that I sometimes use. I know a lot of people use them, but I'm never going to actively come out on the channel and say, hey, use a VPN. All I can say is Bluefin is my go-to exchange. You guys are probably tired of me talking about them, but I think that they're pretty great. I trust them with a good amount of capital. I enter big positions on here. Liquidity is great. Bonuses are great. And if you sign up with me, if it interests you, with the second link in my description down below, not only do you get the bonuses, but after DMing me 2026 on Telegram, you do get access to my group where I share all of my own personal trade setups. So Bluefin is, it's by far my go-to exchange. Come on, Bitcoin. Legends, it's 1:15 a.m. here, over a 2-hour live stream, but it looks like it's pretty stable. Damn, so much red. You also hold spot on Bluefin. No, Bluefin does not require KYC, and fuck, you can't leave us now. I have to stay. I have to stay. I have to stay. Bluefin is no KYC. And I buy my spot on this exchange, but when it comes to spot, like we're talking long term, like a decade from now, holding spot, which the only crypto asset I would consider holding that long would be Bitcoin. I buy on here and then I withdraw to Ledger. So cold storage, baby, especially for long-term holdings. Yeah, don't leave us now, please. All right, so you guys are gonna have to Okay. Give me a sec. Let me make myself a tea. Let me relax a little bit. I'll try to stretch it for like another 10 to 20, 30 minutes. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to make a tea. Oh, and while I'm gone, smash the like button. Let's try to get to 5. Is 500 likes realistic? Am I tripping? Oh, we're at 449. Guys, come on. Come on. 500 likes and I'll stay. We got to bring it up by 50. 500 likes and I'll stay. Why no donations? I don't know. No donations, probably because I have no clue how to enable the donations. But I'm chilling, guys. I don't need any donations. Thank you very much for your support. I really do appreciate all of the support, guys. Like, it's wow. I'm scrolling through the comments and it's mainly positive. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, wow. Okay, we're at 500. Now I have to stay. I have to stay. Thank you, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. Oh, okay. Like, this is the thing. I'm looking for a long. I'm looking for a long in this market. But you're just at risk. You're just at risk to go long and then you get stopped out. The only way you can really do it is if you treat it as a scalp. Couple $1,000 move, stop to break even, take some profits, and then you roll back down, and that's that, right? Pour some vodka in that tea and turn up. I will turn it up this weekend. Actually, those of you guys know Andy, my boy Andy. He runs a much bigger channel, has about 100,000 subs. And I am going to have a barbecue with him this weekend. So we will be turning it up there. All right, my tea is almost ready. It's sleepy tea. It's chamomile tea. So it might knock me out. 63K. Thank you so much for your answer. Been a follower for a few months. My pleasure. My pleasure. Oh, come on. I guess there's always going to be like some people that say that. I'm just reading the comments now. Like, you told us not to short at 2.5K ago. Guys, it's irresponsible to short here. Look how much we've nuked. If you're asking me to tell you to short, it's not going to come out of my mouth. Those words will not come out of my mouth, particularly when I'm literally shorting from $97,000. No. At the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you to short this kind of price action. And actually, as Muhammad put it here, better to stay out of any trade. With this kind of price action, that is indeed correct. Are we looking like we were chopping around here, maybe forming a little bit of a bottom? Yeah, but we've seen this. Look. Insane stuff, guys. Awesome. Thank you so much for the feedback. Are you guys okay with the music? Like you're like, oh, what is this music in the background? It's supposed to be slightly like relaxing, but it kind of went upbeat now. Thanks for calling out my comments. Of course. Of course. Exactly. That's irresponsible advice. Telling people to short here is irresponsible. Can we move lower? Yep. Always a possibility. But this is not the point in time where you go aggressively short. We're already down $34,000 from the high. 35. Bottom is in. Ambient. Confirmed long. No, no, no. I will not confirm a long. It looks like we're trying to bottom out. But guys, like, this is like, check this out. Dump, wicks. Maybe a bit less wicks. Looks like we're bottoming out. Boom. Wicks. Boom. Okay, this is actually looking, I will say, this is looking the most promising that it's been looking all stream. But, yeah, I don't know, guys. Okay. Come on, give me something. Give me something, Bitcoin. Give me something. Music's great. Absolutely, William. Stop waiting for someone else's validation to do something. And I have been constantly echoing this kind of advice as well. My not financial advice, as I've said. You can watch other people for inspiration, myself included. What am I doing in this market? How am I operating? But never blindly copy. And you don't need me to say you need to do something if you really want to do something. If that's a short, if that's a long, you know, it's up to you guys to make your own decisions. We're all grown adults here. That's that. Very well said. Now I can't find your comment. Any signs of decreasing volume? I'm off to sleep. Bye-bye. Yeah, the 200-week moving average at 58K is interesting. Can you see a Bitcoin? Yes, exactly. I remember you said if Bitcoin cannot stay up above 98K, it will go down. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what instilled so much confidence in me going giga short at 97K. Like, I know this is daily time frame. We did go up to like 98-ish, just below. But like, guys, if you've been trading with me in my community or on the YouTube channel, you know I was very, very vocal about this. We caught the top. We caught the Pico top. If you want to see how I'm navigating this market, how I'm trading on a day-by-day basis, DM me the keyword 2026 on Telegram. I'd be more than happy to onboard you in my group. Click this link and DM me this keyword. You'll be prompted with a bot, and that bot will essentially just ask you to sign up with one of my affiliate exchange links. And once you're ready and you have a minimum deposit on there, money that you would normally trade with, you get access to my group. I would typically recommend Bluffin. Bluffin really is my go-to. I mean, I've been streaming most of this on Bluffin. Slow signs. Let's see. Can we bottom out here? Yeah, I do actually like the live. I feel a little more chill. Like when I first, if you guys go back and watch the stream, the beginning of this stream, if you're new, I feel like I was yapping and I was now I feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more calm, but maybe it's just because I'm tired. I have been trading since essentially 2017. I had some horrible losses, and in some capacity, I'm pretty happy I learned my lesson the hard way early days, and then it was a slow build up to where I am today. Now we take a look at the liquidity. Some of you guys were asking me about liquidity. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, I mean, entirely possible. Liquidity is just, the upside liquidity is not getting touched so far. I can't help but chuckle every time I see this. It's absolutely insane. Like, I am amongst these shorters. 30 billion, 29 billion. A wee 162 million of the long sides. This is, if we do start bottoming out, this is fuel. This is fuel to definitely get a significant pump. But like, I think everyone's trying to catch this bottom. Anyone that's still in the market is thinking like, okay, I'm going to try to catch this bottom. I actually find it was easier to catch the top than the bottom, but it's obviously easier to say this in hindsight with the trade that I'm currently in. It is showing initial signs of bottoming out. This is interesting. Is it interesting enough for me to take a long position? Probably not. I'm pretty content. Cool, calm, collected, relaxed. What will be, maybe we'll have an October 10th type of wick to the upside. That would be something, wouldn't it? That, I mean, wow. Could you imagine? We just get a boom. Wake up in the morning, Bitcoin's at 90K. It'd be pretty epic. Yeah, my 80K long. Guys, I also don't want people to think that like I'm a perma bear. I really am not. I went long. Let me show you on this chart. I went long when we were dumping here right at 80,000. We made the 80K low and I went long at $82,700. This was all shared in my group as well. And I rode this price action all the way up to exiting most of my position around $94,000. I made a few $100K on that trade. And then after, you can see the short that I'm in right now. All of these trades, legends, all of them are shared in my premium group. I provide voice messages. Sometimes I yap for 5 minutes, market analysis, the usual. DM me the keyword 2026 on Telegram. Be more than happy to onboard you in that group completely for free. Click this link and you'll get the instructions to be able to join. Yeah, okay. What was my worst loss in crypto? I think it was... Okay, so my worst loss was just over 200K. And the thing to consider is, now when I'm showing you guys these numbers, you'll think like, okay, well, if you're up 400K, then losing 200K isn't that bad. This was at a time where it was significantly more capital for me. Significantly. Like at the point of my life where I lost that amount of capital, it was devastating. So, you know, you're at different phases in your life and it hit like a truck. Maybe you want to give up everything. But maybe that's another video I can film talking about my story and how I got to where I am today. Now let's go to the 5-minute chart. Okay. Come on. Show me the signs. How much was your 97K short? Came for the analysis, stayed for the yapping. Yeah, man. I tend to yap. How much was my short? Like right now, you can see I'm only using around like 30K margin on my short trade, but I already secured so much profits. Look, again, I don't mean to show off, but this person literally just asked me about it. So a realized profit around 300K and unrealized profit around 150K. Shorting with a lot of capital from $97,000. My best trade in the past now 2 years, I would say. Bottom in. Yeah, D Sneaker Tech. It was a time to yeah, we're not going to use the sensitive word to get banned, but it was a time to take myself out. I cannot lie, it was a difficult period in my life. Yeah. Why don't you take another 100K profit? So to answer that question again, the reason I don't take more profits is because I do ultimately think that even if Bitcoin bounces, I think we're going to head lower. And so I'd like to take more profits lower. Like my next, actually, you know what? Okay, so this is my group. This is my group, guys. And you can see these are my 2 trades. I have this pinned message where it's like my active trades. I hope this answers your question. This is all the places where I took profit on my short from $97,000. Between the 90 to 92K zone, 87K, 80K, 74K, 70K. So maybe I can take a little bit more profit. Maybe I'll take a little bit more profit. But like you kind of pick and choose, right? I think that ultimately Bitcoin will head lower. Fuck it. I'm going to take a little bit of profit. You're right. 70K was the last time I took profit, so. And actually, this is good for you guys to see because I've been getting some questions as to how you can actually take a portion of profit from a position. I know it might sound like a newbie question, but you'd be surprised. Like people want to know this. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to do market. So do just close this. Okay. All right. There you go. Just took like another 28K. But you're right. I should have taken a little bit more profit. Ultimately, even with the bounce, I just find it hard to believe that from this zone, Bitcoin is going to fly $34,000 up to 97K, which is my entry. And my stop loss is also at break even. So because the probabilities favor continuation, and I don't think that the bear market low is here, even though we can get a bounce, it makes sense for me to hold this because I got such an excellent entry and I've secured some profits. So I hope that answers your question. Damn, Semi, you're right. Live for almost 3 hours. Pretty solid first live stream. All right, I'll tell you what. If Bitcoin, I feel I look 30. I'm not 30. I am not 30 years old. I'll tell you guys what. If Bitcoin breaks above here, 64,767, I will probably end the live stream. Because it's been an extra, I think I said an extra 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes. We're at that. I haven't even had a sip of my tea yet. So as soon as we break this, I'll call it quits. Remember, if you want more access to what I'm doing in the market, all of my own personal trades, And guys, I don't take trades every single day. I'm more of a swing trader. You do have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword 2026, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you into my group where I provide all of my own trades. Yeah, let's see. We break it, I'll end the stream. Go rest, man. Guys, if you're messaging me to join the group that I've been promoting, which is my own trades and stuff, like I do have a bot right now that is helping me out. So you'll get a message from the bot, and then all you have to do is essentially, once you've signed up with the links and you've made a deposit to start trading on one of the exchanges, one of my team members will help you out. I sometimes jump into chats, but I have to be perfectly honest, I'm starting to get thousands of people messaging me on Telegram, so it does become a little bit difficult. At first, when I first launched this group, I was answering everyone on an individual basis, but if you want real, like, direct access to me, unfortunately, it does require that you're trading with a little bit more capital. So people that are trading with a little bit more capital, I tend to prioritize, and I'll speak with these people a little bit more often than the rest of the group, just to find a way to have my effort focused, let's say, based on impact. All right, come on, Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin gonna let me sleep? Is Bitcoin going to let me sleep? Have you built your portfolio? Okay. Very, very good question that we need to talk about. So if you long and short at the same time, doesn't it cancel out? On Bluffin, there's an option here in the corner. Where is it? It should be here. Where is it? Oh, right here. Right now I'm in one-way mode. So if I wanted to enter a Bitcoin long, I would have to open up a sub account under this account in my settings. Hedge mode is what you want to have activated on Bluffin if you want to be able to long and short at the same time. Otherwise, if I were to click go long and then confirm the order, that would close my short position, and so all the profits would be taken. I wouldn't be able to maintain this position. And unfortunately, you have to have hedge mode activated before you enter any new trades, because otherwise you can't switch to hedge mode with active trades open. So right now when I enter my longs, I usually do it on another exchange and then or on my sub account here. So I hope that makes sense. They don't cancel out as well, because some people were asking, like, dude, how could you go long and short at the same time on an asset? But what people don't understand is, like, let's say you're playing the bounce. Let's say I think that, okay, this is starting to look good and Bitcoin is bottoming out and I want to go long. I'm targeting $67,000. This is just a hypothetical. I still would like to hold my short, because even if we do make it up to 70, 75K, great, my long starts making money. Well, base case is still that we will be going lower. And that's why you can use both kinds of positions in the market. So, like, I'll give you another example about a loss. I longed at the tariff capitulation lows at around $74,400. And I lost today around $50,000 on that trade. So we got a little pop of like $4,000. It was looking okay. And then we ultimately got acceptance below those tariff capitulation lows. And my stop loss got hit at $69,000, losing me $52,000 on that trade. So I was longing while I'm still maintaining this short. So I hope that makes sense. You know, if you're up from, what's this? How long have you been trading? Only crypto or also stocks? I trade both, but within my community, I've really just been focusing on crypto. Although I can't lie, I'm starting to consider, talking about stocks a lot more. Zaner Gaming. Quite sad when I want to enter my scalp long. Yeah, Boris, I'm very, very sorry about that. That's, yeah. That is not not fun. That's happened to me before as well. And I think I learned it the hard way on a different exchange. Some exchanges just let you open positions, longs and shorts alike. Some require hedge mode. Bluffin is one of those exchanges that require you to activate hedge mode. Yes, those of you that have joined the community, if you sent a screenshot of your UID and all your information after, you know, going through the easy steps to join the group, I do have someone that will be adding you into the group. So I'm currently working on optimizing this bot. I'm working with some devs as well to help me really optimize it in a sense where, like, you can message me on Telegram and you'll automatically get added to the group once you're confirmed. This time around, though, I do have some team members and they will be getting back to you. But don't worry, you're not going to miss anything because I'm going to be asleep. So you're not going to get any updates while I'm asleep because the group is literally just me. Awesome, Glenn. Awesome. Exact. Glenn, I'm in the same boat. I lost 50K today, but I'm still printing with my short. Yeah. Oh, come on, Bitcoin. Don't do this shit. My pleasure, my pleasure. My girlfriend just tuned into the live stream, the first one, so nice to get some support. So many crypto guys, but I just had Red Bull. Yes, Abdul. I actually talked about Hyperliquid a couple of times in this stream. Basically, to summarize, I'm not buying any crypto assets here, but I do think that when we are in the depths of the bear market, if Bitcoin is to head lower and lower and lower, naturally the rest of the crypto market will. And I actually think that Hype, the token, could provide a pretty strong spot opportunity for the next bull market cycle. Right now, I'm not buying anything, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. And it's a pretty big deal if I talk about an altcoin because I rarely do. If you guys have been watching me, you know I'm giga bearish altcoins, or I have been. And the reason why Bitcoin dominance is dropping right now is just because altcoins are going down less than Bitcoin. So still bleeding on their dollar valuation. ETH under 1K? Oof. I don't think so. I mean, it's looking horrible. Wow. Guys, Tom Lee is cooked. He's down over $8 billion on his ETH positions. Oh, I wanted to. No. Okay, okay. As I said, tap into 6. No, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna cheat, you guys. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Yeah, that one. I'm exhausted, guys. It's almost 2 in the morning here, and this is a pretty. I would say I would call this a pretty solid first stream for sure. So break above 64.2, and we will call it quits on the stream. But I will definitely be doing some more streams. I don't know what took me so long to even consider it, but I just saw the price nuking today and I thought, what better way than to enter a new stream? Just thought I'd hop on here and yeah. That's fair. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, to keep the channel is extremely small, so you guys get all the alpha and no one hears about me. Unfortunately, that's not my dream, but let's see. Let's see what happens. I did knife catch the perfect opportunity to stream. I swear, if Bitcoin doesn't, like, it's toying with me. It's absolutely toying with me. I told you guys I'm gonna close the stream when we hit. Come on, don't do this. No way. Imagine if we don't hit $64,200 and I'm just here all night. Come on, give me a wick. As soon as we hit it, I'm out. Come on. I honestly love that emoji in the space. Like, it's just the salute. Oh man. Maybe that's because I cheated. Exactly. I have some meetings in the morning. I'm actually trying to potentially build out some products and things that I can provide to my community that can help people trade a little bit better. And I have some meetings in the morning. It's gonna be a big coffee day tomorrow. You're joking. Come on. This is a joke. Give me the wick. Give me the wick. Crypto man, no crypto taxes in Dubai, right? No taxes whatsoever. If you have your own company, then you do end up paying 9% tax above a certain amount. If you're an employee, no taxes whatsoever if you get like that salary deposited into your account. Yeah, it's pretty epic. Like, I don't know if I'll stay here for my entire life, but so far I'm with the right people. Surrounding myself with people that are way more successful than I am, and that really, it pushes you to continue striving and get to the next level, You treat life like a video game and you get rewarded. Come on. No tax in Portugal, also awesome. No. Do not dump it. Do not. Bitcoin, come on. Exactly, Sean. Canada taxes are insane. Maybe I'll move back someday, but it's crazy. Like, imagine paying 50% of everything you earn and not seeing the fruits of that, if that makes sense. It's, yeah. Anyways. But the nature is nice. How old is bro? What if I told you guys I'm 10? You guys will have to find out how old I am. The US in a nutshell. Bro. Okay. New rule. My invalidation for the stream is... Let's give me the... Actually, you know, there you go. There you go, guys. I'm cheating a little bit, but like, if Bitcoin hits 62.8 or 64.2, I'll be out. It's been a fantastic first stream. And watch, price is now gonna watch this crap. Without touching. Oh man. Come on. There's no way. That's crazy. Come on, couple $100. Yeah, man, bro is trying to set a take profit and stop loss on ending his stream. I am. Take profit is up here, 64.2. Stop loss, 62.8. Don't actually trade that. Don't be silly. It's insane. Five minutes from now, it's 2 a.m. I started this stream before 11. Okay, guys, can we at least smash the like button? Smash it. There's currently 400 people watching. Let's get another 50 likes if possible, please. 50 likes. 50 likes. 600 likes on the stream. And remember, if you want to see how I am personally trading the market, like this Giga short that I entered, you do have the first link in my description down below. DM me the keyword 2026, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you into my group where I share all of my own personal trades. This is actually ridiculous, though. Like, come on. All right. Absolutely, Laguna here. Can't let the charts control us, regardless of the market. Absolutely. And that's one thing I learned as well. And I'm going to repeat something about managing your position and you know, trading without stress. You do not want to hold a position overnight that makes you worried. I used to do this all the time. The key thing is, like, if you're going to bed at night and you have a position in the market and it's stressing you out, like if you wake up in the morning and you're scared, or you have your phone beside you when you go to sleep, which, another biohacking thing, my phone is way out of my room when I go to sleep, but that's besides the point. You shouldn't be stressed if you have a position open overnight. Otherwise, it simply means you're risking too much capital. You're joking. Oh my God. It feels like some of you guys are watching and you're buying and selling and just keeping the price in between. Awesome stuff. Did we hit 15K subs on this stream? Epic. Thank you very much, Legends. Been working like a dog on YouTube, just posting content as much as I possibly can. But thank you so much. Let's refresh. All right, guys, come on. 16 likes away. 16 likes and we'll get to 600. 16 likes and we'll get to 600. Come on. Let's do it. And make sure to subscribe as well. Yeah, as I've said, Ben Cowan, great guy, great views on the market. Some people don't like him. I think he's level-headed, and the only difference really, like we have pretty similar views in the market, but the only real difference is I do like to trade. Like he trades for spot portfolio, of course, but you can see I do like leverage trading because I do think with proper risk management, the upside in terms of your capital is absolutely ridiculous. But the key thing there, with proper risk management. Boom. Yeah, it's true. Dude, just call it. It's 2 a.m. But this is insane, guys. This is insane. Like, surely we have to tap into one of these levels. I'm on the fucking 5-minute chart. Brian Johnson is a beast. I think I do think obviously he takes things a little too far, but I do try to implement things in my life to increase my longevity, and I am very, very active. It also, the thing with exercise too that some people seem to forget is like, it's not just about how you look, it's about how you feel mentally. When you exercise, night and day. Night and day. Did we get to 600? There we go, legends. Thank you for 600. 600 likes on the first live stream. Did we get any new subs? I got a couple. Awesome. Okay, guys. My apologies, because I said that if we hit 64.2 or 62.8, I would close the stream. But I am exhausted. I have meetings in the morning, and price, as soon as I say that, just starts consolidating. So I'm going to close it out here. We just hit 2 a.m. Thank you very much for watching me, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you all have a lovely evening. As always, my community, links in the description down below. You got my group where I share all of my own personal trades in this market. That's that. Have a fantastic evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next video.